Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. Really, really terrible stuff. Jesus Christ. So I actually wasn't going to stream today. I'm actually really not feeling well, but breaking news, ICE just murdered someone. And kind of important that we talk about it. It's kind of important that we say the truth because already mainstream media is saying lies, and this woman was defending her neighborhood. She was not doing anything wrong, and they shot her and murdered her. So I am going to be as respectful to her as her and her family, but I want to make sure that everyone knows the truth. I have seen the video. I will show the video because it does not show, but things are really fucking bad. I'm not gonna lie. Things are really fucking bad. And it's pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty scary to live in a country that is murdering their own people now. If this is not fascism, I don't know what it is. I really don't. I really don't understand how ICE cannot be abolished now. I mean, ICE should already have been abolished from the very beginning. Like, what are we fucking doing? But ICE needs to be abolished ASAP. Okay, so let's get into it. Here, trying to organize everything, make sure everything's all good. I'm actually double streaming, so I'm kind of figuring things out. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if it's gonna work well, if it's not gonna work well, if it looks good, if it doesn't look good, I don't know. But I'm trying. Okay, let's see what
They survived, and as I understand it, will recover.
No, this is not. My cats are playing. Hola. Trying to see if CNN has anything. Even though we don't can't really trust the mainstream media as much as we should, but it's still important to listen to what they're saying. It's still important to hear what they're saying. These two. Hola. Hey. 1 second. They hate each other. Like truly. Okay.
A third of the people say they just don't.
I don't understand. Let me. There's like links to like. Ugh, this is so annoying. Here we go.
It was being weaponized. There's video being spread around on social media that appears to be legitimate video. We have not gone through it perfectly yet, so we want to make sure we cross the T's and dot our I's before we put anything on the air. and we are expecting a press conference here momentarily. Julie Nelson, welcome to the desk.
Thank you. I've been watching the coverage. I did appreciate the fact that you pointed out, you know, we're going to hear.
I wanna, like, for whatever reason, it doesn't let me show that one, so I'm not. But let me show you some of the clips. So anyone who does not want to see this, anyone who does not want to see what happened, look away. I'm not going to show the video just yet because I want to give some time, but I think it's still important to show as much as possible. And I'm just saying, okay, let's do it. This is the first video.
Yeah, I know, man. I get you guys are mad. We'll do something while you guys are mad. We're out here doing something. Don't talk to us.
These guys smiling, chuckling, fucking assholes. Trigger warning, blood. Trigger warning for blood.
Stay back behind the line.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see what other. I was booking some of the video. If anyone has any videos, please also put them in the links or link them to me. This is if you don't follow her, she does great reporting also. This is her video. Just want to make that very clear. Breaking tear gas and pepper spray release at ICE involved shooting seen in Minnesota as protesters throw snowballs and block ICE vehicles. Oh my god. Jesus. You fucking right in the fucking face. I swear to God, these people are fucking disgusting. Fucking disgusting. Pieces of shit. What's really annoying is police are right fucking there and aren't doing shit. Like, I would love to know what the police are doing. I really would. Like, what are you fucking there for? You're there to protect the citizens. You're not there to protect ICE. You're there to protect the citizens. And yet all I'm fucking seeing is you protecting ICE.
Get back!
They're shooting? Okay. These fuckers can't have fucking shit. They just murdered an American citizen. And yeah, I'm calling it fucking murder because there was no reason for her to even be shot. 1. 2, they're not supposed to be pepper spraying using those fucking cannons that fucking close to a crowd. That's not how that works. Trying to run him over. They do not care. They are fucking Gestapo and no one is stopping them. And I blame both. Fuck the Republicans, let's be real. I blame the Democrats for not being more on top of this. People have been calling non-fucking stop about this for since Trump became president, and they still haven't said abolish ICE. And look at what's fucking happening. Okay, what are you doing? Okay, I just want to make something very clear. That's not how you fucking use pepper spray. You can't fucking pepper spray people like this. Like, no, that's not how you fucking do it. This person's trying to pepper spray them underneath. I swear to God, these people are fucking monsters.
Go another way! Move! Go another way! Move! Go another way!
Oh my God.
Move!
That's not how. Puts a gun in his face, sprays him in the face.
Press, get out the way! Get out the way of the truck! Move! Move!
Sprays people, pepperballing people. Where's the police? I'm not even kidding. Where the fuck is the police? Like, this is insane.
Brings back memories. What are you doing? You're breaking families, bitch! You're breaking families, motherfucker! Get out of their way! Get out of there! Hey, let the vehicle leave! You guys are breaking families, man! You can't be doing that shit!
They don't care. They're heartless monsters. Absolute monsters. Fucking monsters. Every single one of them should be locked in the fucking Hague. Every single one of them should be locked in the fucking Hague. Okay. Let's see. So this
In that car, y'all. Killed that lady right there in that car, y'all.
so the video I have does show it. There's other videos. I'm not going to show the one that I was going to show. There's another video that's going around. But I will read this. Witness account of ICE shooting in Minneapolis this morning. A witness to Wednesday shooting on South Minneapolis told NPR News that she saw federal agents shoot a woman several times. Emily Heller lives near 33rd in Portland and said she woke up to a commotion outside her home. She said she saw a car blocking traffic on Portland Avenue that appeared to be a part of a protest against a federal law enforcement operation. Heller said she heard ICE agents telling the driver, a woman, to get out of here. She was trying to turn around and get the ICE agent. She was trying to turn around and the ICE agent was in front of her car and he pulled out a gun and put it right in, like his midriff was on her bumper. And he reached across the hood of the car and shot her in the face like 3-4 times. Heller said it appeared the woman then accelerated and traveled around 100 feet before striking a utility pole and some other vehicles. She could be seen slumped over inside her car. That is a witness account who said that she saw shooting. I just want to send this specific. Okay. I mean, what are we fucking doing? What the fuck are we doing? There's a specific video that I want that doesn't show what actual, like, the severity. Okay, this is the video.
Get the fuck out of our neighborhood.
Okay, so trigger warning, you will hear gunshots. You will hear a gunshot. But I just want to state that for the facts. Okay. This is from Ed Christenstein. To all the MAGA Republicans and ICE defenders who are claiming that this woman in Minneapolis, Minnesota tried to run an ICE officer over with her car before they shot and killed her, here's the actual video. As you can clearly see there are 3 ICE officers to the side of her car, and she slowly pulls away as they shoot her in the face. This is Trump's America. So this is the car. As you can see, there's the ICE stage. They're telling her to move, and she's moving. This is the car. And then they shot her, and obviously when you have an impact, you just slam down, like it's an impact. What do you like? She wasn't. This is the person that shot her, I think.
Dude, what the fuck? Dude, you did a murder for what? Get the fuck out of our neighborhood. What the fuck? Dude, what the fuck?
So we're just waiting right now to see what the mayor of, his name is Jacob Frey. He's supposed to be doing a press conference. Waiting to see what he has to say. Okay, let's see. Okay, so, oh my God. Trisha McLaughlin, ICE. I can't say what I think of her. I'll get in a lot of trouble. Today, ICE officers in Minneapolis were conducting targeted operations when rioters began blocking. That's not what a riot is. It's called a protest, protected by the Constitution, but good try. Began blocking ICE officers, and one of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them. An act of domestic terrorism. Bitch, fucking please. Fucking please. I fucking despise her. I cannot wait till she's in The Hague. I cannot wait till she's in The Hague. An ICE officer fearing for his life, the lives of his fellow law enforcement, and the safety of the public fired defensive shots. He used his training and saved his own life and that of his fellow officers. The alleged perpetrator was hit and is deceased. The ICE officers who were hurt are expected to make full recoveries. This is the direct consequence. This is the direct consequence of a constant attacks and demonization of our officers by sanctuary politicians who fuel and encourage rampant assaults on our law enforcement. These men and women who are simply enforcing the law. Okay, sure. On the books are facing 1,300% increase in assaults against them and 8,000 increase in death threats. That's their fucking problem. I'm sorry, like 30 fucking people are dead because of ICE. I don't care. Just in ICE detention facilities. This is an evolving situation and we will give the public more information as soon as it becomes available. These people are monsters. These people are monsters. Actual monsters. I really am thinking like how what has our world become, you know? I'm still trying to wait, let me see this. I think I found another video. But I can't show this one. I can't show this one. This video is too graphic. I mean, there is cameras on every single, like there's angles everywhere. These people were not in danger once. Here is the after though. This is from Prem Talker. Oh, Max, Prem Talker. He tweeted this. Max Nestoric. That a witness shared this video with me showing an ICE officer shooting his driver in an SUV in South Minneapolis. Okay.
Shame! Shame!
That's the one. That's the man that shot the woman.
Shame!
I'm sorry, but like saying that is ridiculous. He just murdered someone right in cold blood.
Shame! 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 Dude, what's happening to her? What happened?
Okay, I can't show this anymore. Someone is trying to, I will just describe the rest of the video because it's pretty graphic. Someone is trying to render aid. ICE is now yelling at the woman currently filming.
I'm trying to help. No, no. You fucking fucking shot someone in the fucking face!
Everyone in the neighborhood is now coming out of their houses.
You shot someone in the fucking face! Do you have a conscience?
No,
Do you have a conscience?
they don't know one thing I will show really quickly. They don't know how to render aid. That's what's very clear. They have no fucking idea how to render aid. They're not rushing. They are not running to the scene. It's very clear they have no fucking clue what they're doing. And we're just giving them a fucking gun.
Don't let the murderer leave! Don't let the murderer leave!
So right now, the guy is trying to leave the scene. The man that murdered the woman, he is trying to escape right now. And so she's saying, like, don't let him leave. Don't let him leave. I'm not showing that there's a lot of blood, so I'm not showing everything from now. That's why I'm describing it. He's literally leaving the scene. I'm sorry. So you're telling me that this motherfucker just shot someone and he can fucking leave. But when a police officer or anyone else fucking murders someone, they have to stay. That makes zero sense. But that's what's happening right fucking now. He's literally leaving.
You guys are the fucking criminals! You don't get to tell us what to do! Fucking criminals!
He's literally leaving.
Don't let him leave!
The thing is, this happened this morning. People are at work. People were sleeping. Like, there's not a ton of people to mobilize at this time.
Don't let him leave!
He's literally trying to speed away. Let me see if I can. Okay, I can show this part. Watch him try to speed away. So either he's driving or someone's driving. I'm not sure.
You don't get to tell us what to do! Fucking criminals! Don't let him leave! Don't let him leave!
Pussy motherfuckers, man.
See? He's just leaving. He's just leaving. He's just fucking leaving.
No! Get the fuck out of our neighborhood! Yeah, it's a fucking crime! We fucking know it! We're here!
Everyone's just screaming.
Yeah!
And ICE is running away. They just murdered a woman and ICE is leaving the scene. I'm trying to find when are they going live with the governor, because he's supposed to be going live anytime soon. And I'm trying to see, okay, we have live stream right now.
Work to do in the coming days. I want to thank our city enterprise for the work that they have done, but more importantly, what
This
they're
is the
about to
mayor.
do, because this is going to be heavy, and our city has been through a lot. We also know that we're prepared to do right for people. Among them is our chief of police. I'll invite him up.
My name is Brian O'Hara, B-R-I-A-N-O''Hara. I am the Minneapolis Police Chief. This morning, being in a deadly force incident, meaning shots had been fired. Minneapolis police officers responded to the scene. We arrived and found a woman with a gunshot wound to the head. Life-saving measures were performed at the scene, including CPR. The woman was
I'm trying to make it as loud as possible, but it's not letting me. Oh, come on.
transported to Hennepin County Medical Center, where she has since, and the vehicle began to drive off. At least 2 shots were fired. The vehicle then crashed on the side of the roadway. Minneapolis police officers secured the crime scene and assisted in trying to preserve the evidence that is there. We have since turned over the scene both to the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
They left the fucking
the
scene.
Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, which will be conducting an investigation into this use of deadly.
That's like Israel conducting their own fucking investigation.
Force. I want to thank the mayor, city council president, other members of the city council, state legislators that were on the scene. This has been a very difficult time for everyone in the city. And this is obviously a very, very tragic situation where a woman has lost her life. That being said, in addition to this tragedy, which unfortunately we did predict, we were seriously concerned about further escalation from the scene. And I want to thank the elected officials that came themselves to help us prevent that from happening, as well as the individuals on that scene that remained peaceful and that abided by law enforcement instructions so that we could preserve that scene and ensure that a full and transparent investigation can take place. That being said, I just echo the mayor's comments that we ask that the community continue to call for peace. We understand people are going to be upset about
This is going to be bad.
And people are going to want to exercise their First Amendment rights. But please do so safely and lawfully to ensure that we do not have any further tragedy in this city or destruction. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you, council members.
That's the mayor.
Commissioner. I'll open it to questions.
Any idea on the identity of the ICE officer?
Jesus, so close.
I don't have that information, no. The question was, is there an identity of the ICE officer that fired? I do not have that.
ICE shot a woman, an American citizen, today. Just now. I can't make it any louder, I'm sorry.
So the question was, there's information out there that people tried to help the woman that was shot, and ICE officers then pointed guns at them and told them to leave. I do not have that information. I myself saw a video of the shots being fired as the car was driving away. What I can tell you is the narrative that this was just done in self-defense is a garbage narrative. That is not true. It has no truth. And it needs to be stated very clearly since we have already seen a video of it. I do not know as to what you're talking about.
Mayor, she wasn't driving.
Over here.
She wasn't driving the car toward him, using her vehicle as a weapon.
That does not appear to be the case at all.
What's the city's protocol when an observer or an activist calls 911? We say an agent's phone or an agent's.
This is going to be bad.
How does the city of Minneapolis handle that situation?
Repeat it one more time. I forgot I missed the first part of what you said. I'll turn it over to the chief. Yeah.
What does the city do when someone calls 911 and a federal agent's
Oh, I see. Yeah. I'll turn it over to the chief. The question is, what does someone do when a federal agent is pointing a gun at them, Chief?
So, if I heard you correctly, the question is about when people call 911, what is the city's protocol in these situations? We've had a very dramatic increase in 911 calls related to this activity. We have a protocol in place that has been evolving as the situation has been changing.
I don't
And at
agree with
this
Jacob
time,
Frey,
there is
but
a
he's been doing really
designated,
good. So is this guy.
Supervisor that is on duty 24/7 that fields those calls. And we do everything that we can to ensure that they are appropriately prioritized, with the priority being placed upon the protection of life and safety of everyone in the community.
Can you tell us any more about the woman who was fatally shot? Was she there as a legal observer, protester, bystander? What do you know that you can share?
So the question was, what can I share about the deceased? There is nothing to indicate that this woman was the target of any law enforcement investigation or activity. This woman was in her car, and it appears then blocking the street because of the presence of federal law enforcement, which is obviously something that has been happening, not just in Minneapolis, but around the country. She appears to be a middle-aged white woman.
Chief, just about a month ago, you said these unplanned and questionable tactics by federal agents would result in someone being killed at a press conference right here. Do you consider today's tactics in line with that, or do you just have a generic response?
They really got to start giving these people fucking microphones.
The question is that I had previously made several statements about being concerned about the tactics being employed. I am obviously very concerned that I have been told that a woman who was sitting in her car blocking the street and not the target of any enforcement activity is now deceased. However, I do not know, to be clear, I do not know the exact circumstances of the shooting, but I would tell you, in any professional law enforcement agency in the country, I think they would tell you it's obviously very concerning whenever there's a shooting into a vehicle of someone who's not armed, but it also is something that is possible. At times it is justified, but it is very concerning, and it's something that most law enforcement agencies in the country train very intensely
He's trying to be
try
careful.
and minimize the risk that law enforcement officers get placed into a situation that the need for deadly force would be necessary.
There was no need for deadly force. I want to make that very clear.
I didn't hear the question, I'm sorry. The question was any indication about the need. I guess getting back to the justification of this, I have not seen any information other than what I have communicated.
Was she alone in the car? Were there children in the car with her?
The question was if she was alone in the car. I know that I got there shortly after this call came in. I did not see anyone else with her while I was on the scene. However, I've since been told by our officers that have been with her the entire time that a spouse has arrived at the hospital.
Mayor, just curious if you're thinking about contacting federal authorities.
This is just awful.
About this, personally making phone calls, et cetera.
Yes, we've been on the phone all morning. As soon as we learned about this, again, there were a series of priorities that we needed to go through. The first, of course, is to keep people safe and to help the victim in any way that we could. The second was to get ICE off of the scene. There was the notion that ICE agents would be necessary to create a perimeter around the scene itself.
Yeah, okay.
They themselves were creating the kind of dysfunction and chaos that they claimed to be trying to help with.
Call him out, Frey.
So the message that we delivered very clearly was to make them leave. Now, beyond leaving the scene, they should also leave our city and our state. You know, we do work, our chief does work, our sheriff does work every single day to keep people safe in our city and in our state. And crime is dramatically down. Crime is down. It continues to trend down. They are doing the hard work of investigating, of arresting perpetrators of violent crime. What this federal administration is doing right now is not about creating safety. Do not let them tell you that what they are doing is about creating safety. It is not. It is having the opposite impact. We need to be clear-eyed about the work that is moving forward, and they need to leave Minneapolis.
We have time for one or two.
Fucking finally someone said it.
With your legal background, if this shooting is found to not be justified, does the city have any legal, or the state rather, have any legal recourse to bring charges against this ICE agent, given that this person is a federal agent, if the feds don't?
So obviously, and I have to always lead with this caveat because it is true, an investigation still does need to be conducted. I had my perception of what took place based on the vehicle and the vehicle's positioning. It does not appear that the individual is trying to ram anybody. Now, the question was, if it is in fact found to be an unjustified shooting, who issues the charge, who prosecutes, how does justice take place? I don't know the answer in full to that.
That's concerning.
It's obviously information that we're still working out. Chief, do you have any
That's
additional
insane.
information, or Commissioner?
The only thing I would add to the mayor's statement is that the crime scene was held by the Minneapolis Police Department, and the investigation is now being led jointly by the Federal Bureau of Investigation as well as the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. And the purpose of their involvement would be to investigate whether any state laws within the state of Minnesota have been violated.
Can I just add something to that too? What's very important is that for our communities, that we do have some kind of part in this investigation. It needs to be done on a local level. With all due respect to the federal level, we do need to make sure that our local agencies are involved. Most certainly the BCA is very well capable of working with our federal partners in doing so. That is something that is needed for our communities, and so that's something that I can tell you that there's already been conversations from the U.S. Attorney's Office to the BCA that have already taken place today. How that's going to roll out, we don't know yet, but we are making sure that there is some kind of local entity, namely the BCA, that has a part in this investigation for the purposes of transparency and expedient transparency as to what happened today.
One more. If that's it.
So,
Thank you, everybody.
final piece, again, thank you everybody for coming. Thank you to the media for being here and disseminating this very important information around this tragic incident. To reiterate a final message to our community members, I understand.
Oh, she's
the anger.
pissed.
Let's unite
I love the
around
hat.
hope and love and peace and getting justice. That's what we need to be doing right now. I appreciate the service from everybody up here as well as the 435,000 people that call Minneapolis home. Thank you.
Got some housekeeping for you in just a moment.
They're so mad.
Okay,
It's
so
Israel
all media
shit.
Questions. First of all, I'm Scott Wasserman. I'm the communications director at the city. All media questions should go to communications.
Okay. It's Israel shit. Oh, so the federal government's going to investigate their own fucking case. Like, that makes sense. No. And I think that's why the police officer was very concerned that the feds are going to be mainly in charge. I think that people need to understand that it is so dangerous for the feds to be the ones investigating this case, because you fucking know that they are going to make some bullshit answers, even though there are at least 5 videos I've seen so far of them being the aggressors, them being the perpetrators. It is absolutely terrifying. It is horrific, and it is truly terrifying. CNN just put out this video. Let's watch it.
Following breaking news in Minneapolis, where city officials confirm a shooting occurred reportedly involving a federal ICE agent and a civilian this morning. You see the live pictures right there. Our Whitney Wild is there on the ground. Whitney, tell us what's happening right now.
Dana, we're in the heart of Minneapolis. We're here on East 35th and Portland Avenue. And let me show you first, I'll show you who's on scene. That is Mayor Jacob Frey. He's the mayor of Minneapolis. To the side here.
Oh, I'm like, right here. This is I'm like, where? Right
On
here.
the left side of your screen, that is Police Chief Brian O'Hara. There is an enormous law enforcement presence here from multiple different jurisdictions. Our photographer is going to show you what the crowd looks like here, Dana. Mayor Fry is now leaving. I think you're probably starting to hear people yelling to him, but he is now leaving. He had spoken with some people on the edge of the crowd when he first arrived, according to a man who had video of it. He did not come back to the crowd. Now a crowd is following him down the street. But what you're looking at right now is the law enforcement response here. So you see Minneapolis police, you see the Hennepin County Sheriff's Department. We've also seen the U.S. Marshals here. We've seen Customs and Border Patrol. But let me bring you up to speed with...
Why the fuck is Border Patrol there? Why? That's not a border state.
What we know, as you said, we know that there was a shooting involving federal law enforcement near East 34th Street and Portland Avenue. That was according to the city of Minneapolis. We do not yet know for sure what the extent of any injuries are or what prompted this. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has weighed in, saying my public safety team is working to gather information on an ICE-related shooting this morning.
It might be closed longer if there's riots.
Here. This is all in the context of this ramped up immigration enforcement that DHS has been touting. They say
stay
this
safe.
is the largest
Everyone stay safe.
crackdown to date. 2,000 agents spread throughout the Twin Cities. This has been going on for a couple of days now. We know that DHS Secretary Kristi Noem was here in the Minneapolis area yesterday. And what we see now is this real peak moment here where, based on our understanding, there was a shooting involving federal law enforcement here, and as Governor Tim Walz said, involving an ICE agent. We are learning to, trying to learn as much as we can. But let me just get you, another picture of the crowd here, because this is a city where these George Floyd riots are not far in the rearview mirror. And what I keep hearing from people in this area is they say, if you thought that was bad, this city is about to explode. And so
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't like this, how they're framing it. If you thought the George Floyd was bad, this city is going to be... Are you fucking kidding me right now? A federal agent just shot a woman in the face 2 fucking times. Are you serious? What? Like, these people aren't wanted. These people aren't needed. She was just blocking them with her fucking car. And now you're talking about George Floyd. Those are 2 very different situations, especially because this woman is white. This woman is white. So I think that's very dangerous when you do that. It's very dangerous when you say those things. But George Floyd is a completely different situation than what that happened today. They just want to kill whoever the fuck's in their way. It's very clear. Derek Chauvin was a fucking racist who murdered George Floyd because he was black. 2 very different situations.
The line that Minneapolis police are towing right now is to try to keep this calm and not inflame the crowd, because they do not want another major eruption. They cannot have a...
Okay, this is fucking bullshit. CNN, fuck off. Do not want to inflame the crowd. There's barely anyone here. Like, this is people in their own neighborhood. This is not a ton of people. And you're making it seem like, oh my God, they're all gonna flip. This is ridiculous. Let's see what Fox News is saying, though.
We do. So earlier this morning, Minneapolis was the site of an ICE officer-involved shooting. We've preliminary information that has been coming out know that allegedly the woman who was shot was a woman, according to Mike Tobin, who is there still on scene. Mike Tobin, if you're there, let's get the latest from you. Oh, okay. So we're going to bring it back to the couch as we talk about this. Harris, you were monitoring the tweets that were coming out from leadership there in Minneapolis, and it seemed that immediately upon learning of this ICE-involved shooting, we do know that all ICE agents are safe, but that leadership there was tweeting out about getting ICE out of Minneapolis.
The police don't have to stand against their own people. I think that they can stand with them. I think the issue is that I think that the police are in a very tough situation because of the stupid Nick Shirley video harassing Somali people. That's still going around. Walz just announced that he will not be running for governor a third term because of this video, because of the threats on him and his life and his family's life. So things have already been really ramped up already because of MAGA. The police have been dealing with a lot already, but one thing's very clear. They want ICE the fuck out. That's been clear. They've made that very clear.
Although Mike Walz allegedly has urged people to stay calm. What are your thoughts as this develops?
Well, leaving the politicians doing what they often do, Emily, I'll get to that in a second. But with this situation, just consider the backdrop here. You've got a state that's steeped in fraud. You've got federal agents on the ground arriving this week, taking a look at the $9 billion.
2,000 people from ICE came yesterday. It took just one day for someone to get murdered.
And some have said that's a modest number. We'll see as the investigations, plural, shake out. We know that the U.S. Congress and the oversight chairman, James Comer, they're looking at this. They are bringing in people. So you've got that going on there. You also have a situation that Sandra just mentioned to me, too, where you've seen a lot of police officers leave. I mean, it's not a friendly place for cops. And because law enforcement isn't allowed to do its job. And so you've got a whole lot going on in the backdrop of
She's
this.
fucking
And why
lying.
is that important? All eyes on Minnesota right now. You have ICE agents on the ground trying to do what the president's goal is to do, and that is to clean up illegal immigration, violent, worst of the worst out of the country first. ICE centers, they're trying to protect those detention centers, and our ICE agents have been under threat. A whole lot going on. It is a concoction for anything to happen. So we've been watching this story without a lot of detail, but now take a look at the middle of your screen. This is what we heard early on, and it didn't really make sense, Emily.
Yeah.
So this was a shooting, but it was a ramming. Now we can see the remnants potentially of that with the white car and a vehicle behind it. We don't know all of the details or how that ended up, but we know that that's been a focal point as all of these vehicles now are lining the street. Residential area. Imagine what that feels like. You're looking outside, you've got people, law enforcement, you've got federal agents, everybody in your yards on that street. And now finally some details that a woman reportedly has been shot. We don't know conditions of people. We don't know any of that from the ground. But in the meanwhile, we have Makeup Jacob Frey of Minneapolis. I'm aware of the shooting involving ICE agent at 34th Street in Portland. The presence of federal immigration enforcement agents is causing chaos in our city. He tweets us in the middle of all of this.
It's true.
We're demanding ICE to leave the city immediately. We stand rock solid with our immigrant and refugee communities. I don't know what he knows, but we're going to need to know a lot more information like the facts and not his opinion.
No, I think that's very clear. No one was murdered yesterday, and yet 2,000 ICE officers come into your city. The next day, someone's fucking dead.
Now, we had a reporter on ground earlier, Mike Tobin, who talked to us about the allegations thus far. This ICE officer involved shooting involved the person who was shot, a woman, and allegedly involved a ramming incident, which there on your screen you can sort of see. If it pulls out further, you'll see what looks like three vehicles that were sort of tangled.
So before we continue, for anyone who has just joined, I'm not going to show the ones that are very graphic, but there are multiple views of this situation. And I just want to say that the reason there was this ramming accident was she was shot, and then I'm guessing her body slumped over and accelerated. That's what fucking happened. So there's some videos I can show, there's some videos I cannot show. There's one specific video that is very clear what happened without showing serious like the shooting, the blood. You will hear blood, you will hear the shooting though. But I just want to make that very clear. Okay, so right here, if I can, do you see this man right here? This is the man that shot the woman. Her car is sideways. They're asking her to leave. Okay. She's trying to turn. And then this ass twat literally goes in and tries to grab her. So she moves. Hi, Tuco. So then she's not trying to hit this person. I want to make that very clear. Yes. Yes, this is the woman that was murdered. White woman, middle-aged. We don't have a name. We just know white woman, middle-aged. But already his gun is pointed at her. His gun is already pointed. Even though this guy, his gun is not out. And yet he's a lot closer. This is the face of the murderer. This is the man that murdered that woman. I want to make it very clear. This is the man that murdered that woman. Okay, let me get the video. Now, you will hear the shooting, but you will not see the actual shots. But I do want to let you know that you will hear what happens. I think it's really important. This is what everyone's been afraid of. This was, it's terrible to say, but this was going to happen sooner rather than later. Is this okay? No. Did this have ever happened? Absolutely not. But this was going to happen. Is this it? No, this one I can't show. Where's the one I can show? Oh, there's one.
What the fuck?
Okay. I'm going to stop before the shooting, and then I'm going to show after, okay? So trigger warning, I want to make sure everyone understands right now we are about to see what happens. I want to make sure everyone is prepared. No one's prepared for this, but you know what I mean. Right here is the woman in her car blocking the road. This is ICE. This is a protester. This is ICE, okay? So ICE can go around, okay? She ain't blocking the road that much. So she says go. ICE gets out of their car and stops. This man says get out of the car. Oh, okay. I put it all the way up. Get out of the fucking car. She reverses. This man tries to open her door.
No!
This man, the murderer, steps in front. This man goes into her car, tries to get the car door open.
No!
Okay. Immediately tries guns out. I'm going to fast forward. Trigger warning, you will hear shots. 3 shots. Okay. He just shot her. This man right here just shot her. She is heading that way. This person's in shock.
Oh my fucking God! What the fuck? What the fuck?
This person's running. She hits through 2 cars and into the lane.
You just fucking, what the fuck did you do? You are fucking criminals! You're fucking criminals! What the fuck? What the fuck?
This is in the morning, by the way. Like, this is, people are still sleeping. People have already been to work. Like, this is, it's a fucking Wednesday.
What the actual fuck?
So she's gonna go near, and you will. I'm gonna not show the rest. I'm gonna move forward so you don't see the woman's body. But here, this is the guy, the murderer.
Shame! 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 Shame!
He says call 911. Bitch, you fucking call 911. You're the one that fucking murdered her.
Shame! 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 Shame!
And instead of waiting, ICE is now leaving.
Dude, what's happening to her? What happened?
And this is the reason why military have so much more tactical capability and training, but they are not allowed to control the city because you can't just shoot American people. That's why we need the local police. We know the fucking people there who know the demographic. And this is where you will see they clearly don't know how to render aid. They have no idea what they're doing. This man is escaping now.
Don't let the murderer leave! Don't let the murderer leave!
He's literally trying to leave.
You guys are the fucking criminals! You don't get to tell us what to do! Fucking criminals! Don't let him leave! Don't let him leave!
And he left. Even when police officers murder people or there's accidental shootings, they stay on scene. I want to make that very clear. Okay. Now there's just everyone screaming. ICE left. ICE just left. ICE just fucking left. They don't have body cameras. ICE does not wear body cameras. ICE does not have body cameras. Oh, the police do have body cameras, yes. But the police aren't there. This is people now getting pepper sprayed. I'm going to lower it a little. It's kind of loud. In the face by ICE. As you can see. Right there. This is right after the woman was murdered.
Get back! Right in the face! Get back!
ICE has been told multiple times you can't pepper spray people like this. ICE has been told multiple times you cannot do this in many states. This is not the first time that ICE has been told what the fuck. Also, why are they wearing this shit like they're in Fallujah? This is in Minnesota. Right in the fucking face. Right up there, right in the nose. Points a gun at him. Points a gun at him right after they just murdered someone.
Get out! Chris, get out the way! Get out the way of the truck! Move! Move!
Pepper balls. This is in the United States.
Brings back memories.
The United States of America. And I want everyone to understand these tear gas, this stays in the air for weeks. This will affect children. This will affect everyone. This does not go away. This stays in the air for weeks, impacts people every single day.
Look what are you doing? You're breaking families, bitch! You're breaking families, motherfucker! Get out of their way! Get out of their... Hey, let the vehicle leave. You guys are breaking families, man! You can't be doing that!
I just don't understand how you can't abolish ICE. I just don't understand. This was just this morning. Yeah. Let me see. Footage started pouring in about an hour ago. So because we kind of missed some of the press conference, I want to watch it again. Also, hopefully I can make it a little louder. Because I don't... they were there. Actually, before we watch that, Status Quo, they do incredible work. They work, if you don't follow Status Quo, I highly recommend. They just posted a video. Let me see. So let's watch them. Go support them. They do incredible work.
You can help build the only independent news outlet, always on the ground with the people for as low as 16 cents a day.
Corporate media, they've been lying to us for years, and you're going straight to the people.
Flint, Michigan.
Brooklyn, New York.
Government sending one more you to the residents of Chicago.
We need as many independent voices as possible, and that's why what you guys do is so important.
Covering what the corporate media covers up.
The fact that people, like, these are Gestapo. Gestapo killed people. Gestapo disappeared people. Gestapo wore uniforms. Like, this bullshit. These are Gestapos.
I'm JT Siskowski with Status Quo. This morning, federal immigration agents shot a woman on Minneapolis's South Side, and we can confirm that she has died. Our own John Farina is there on the ground in Minneapolis reporting. He was not there at the time of the shooting, but he was there at the scene very shortly after, and he was able to get video from witnesses who saw the shooting and its immediate aftermath. We're going to play those videos for you now, but before we do, I just want to warn you that the content in them is rather shocking because you can see the shooting itself happen. Federal immigration agents shoot into a car, and then you see a person being taken out of that car and given CPR in the snow.
So I'll skip ahead to those parts. And right now, she has just crashed. Look at this fucking asshole. He can't even fucking hold the thing. This is them taking her out.
Ahí va. Se murió.
Es un civil, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Get the fuck out of here!
I don't. Please, shouldn't they have just taken her out and done that immediately instead of carried her? Like, that's how my CPR training was. Is like immediately you take the person out of the car and then you do CPR immediately. You don't carry them away and then do CPR. Just saying. Okay, they're asking for it. I'm sorry. Like, you're going into the crowd. Why are you going into the crowd?
Get out the way!
Mine's gone.
Right in the face! All on video, you motherfucker! All on video! Do it again!
This one really doesn't fucking care. This one, not this one, the one behind throwing canisters, just shooting the shit.
Hey! Hey! This is not your vendetta! Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it! Think about it! Think about it! Don't do it! Hey, keep that going!
ICE can't arrest them, by the way. I mean, they don't care, but still.
I've been raised, bro. All day. What's up? What's up? Bro. Someone else! Kill someone else! Kill someone else!
Just fucking leave!
We're trying to leave.
We're trying to leave, okay.
Just fucking run!
Get back. I know you're pressed. Get back. Yeah.
Just fucking keep walking!
Hey, Nazi Becky, what are you filming? Hey, you get the fuck out of here!
Imagine if we didn't have cameras and we didn't have social media. Isn't that insane? I wish you could.
Nice fucking hooks, you fucking
This one really likes using that gun. This one right here. You think you're tough? Okay. They think they're so fucking tough. Shot just another person in the fucking face. This guy's bleeding, I think. Throwing shit.
Tear gas, tear gas, tear gas.
Tear gas, just shot a tear gas.
Tear gas.
For no reason. No fucking
Tear gas,
reason.
get out.
No reason.
What's up?
Always bring goggles. Always bring a mask if you go to these things. Always. Always have a mask. Always have goggles. Oh my God, Greg Bovino was there.
Fucking mask creeps running around shooting them.
He's a fucking demon. The problem is there's so many incidents. There's so many incidents of them just throwing things, tear gassing people that throughout the city that they don't have enough. They don't have enough ambulances. That's the problem. That's why people have been being their own nurses. There's usually people that have like their own nurse station that has like milk and stuff. The problem is this was at fucking 9 a.m. in the morning, probably.
The fuck out!
You're going to hell! You're going to hell! You're going to hell! You're going to hell! Every single one of you!
This is worse than fucking. Why are you here? Why are you helping them? Why are you helping them? Why are you not arresting them? This is worse than George Floyd, motherfucker. This is worse than George Floyd.
He said something. I think he said this is worse than George Floyd. Those are two very, like, again, two very different situations. Two very different situations.
These are criminals right fucking here, man. They are killers and murderers.
I mean, that's true.
What the fuck is that?
That's this guy really likes violence. This one right here. This one. This is really someone that people need to look out for. This guy right here. Easy. I can't see if that's a 4. Whoever this guy is someone people really need to look for. He's always the number one person who shoots immediately right in your fucking face. They don't have families. They're heartless.
Huh? Do you know what people fled in other countries?
Where do you go?
Thank you. I'm gonna lower it just a little because of the whistles. I just want to say there's not a lot of police officers here. Is anyone else noticing that? There's a shit ton of ICE officers, but there's not that many police.
You're fucking cowards! You are all cowards! Fuck you!
What has this world come to? Like, truly. Okay, this is MS Now. I'm calling it MSNBC. This is their coverage.
But in the meantime, let's bring in former Assistant Chief Counsel for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Veronica Cardenas, back with me. Former Acting Director of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, John Sandweg, and MS Now National Security Analyst, Rob D'Amico. John, again, this is what DHS said happened. What questions do you have, and how do we get to the bottom of the details of what we saw, unfortunately, unfold that apparently has ended in the death of a protester?
Yeah, I mean, the only way to get at them, Chris, is through a comprehensive investigation done by a neutral investigative agency, whether that's the ICE Office of Professional Responsibility, the DHS-IG, or the FBI. In a normal course, we would see an investigation probably by all three, as well as a state and local investigation. But if I may, Chris, quickly, I have to say that statement is so irresponsible. There is no way at DHS that they know all the facts right now. And to draw these sweeping conclusions.
So I'm going to read you what DHS said, why he's so upset. Because to be honest, what DHS said was fucking ridiculous. Now, I have beef. I have a lot of beef with Trisha McLaughlin. I think she is one of the worst people ever. And I will pop a fucking champagne bottle when she's in the fucking Hague. But let me read you what she said, because I'm surprised. This must have been cut before. But let me read what she said first so you know what he's talking about. To operations when rioters began blocking ICE officers, and one of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers and attempt to kill them, an act of domestic terrorism. An ICE officer, fearing for his life, the lives of his fellow law enforcement, and the safety of the public, fired defensive shots. He used his training and saved his own life and that of his fellow officers. The alleged perpetrator was hit and is deceased. The ICE officers who were hurt are expected to make full recoveries. This is the direct consequence of constant attacks and demonization of our officers by sanctuary politicians who fuel and encourage rampant assaults on our law enforcement. These men and women who are simply enforcing the law on the books are facing 1,300% increase in assaults against them and 8,000% increase in death threats. This is an evolving situation, and we will give the public more information as soon as it becomes available. That's what that bitch fucking said. And that's why he's so angry. Rightfully so, in my opinion.
Really does a disservice to the agency itself and undermines its credibility, but also to the officers, the deceased family. There's just no way you can jump to these conclusions from Washington, D.C., that this is an act of domestic terrorism. And unfortunately, I do think that ultimately, look, I have tremendous respect for ICE. I respect and defend the agents. The vast majority of them are out there doing. That's why you need investigations, and that's why you don't jump to conclusions, reflexively defending them after an incident like this.
The other part of that statement, I think, Veronica, that was that the person who is now apparently deceased was attempting to kill an ICE officer or ICE officers is something that you cannot assign motive to. We don't know what was going on in anyone's mind at that point. But I wonder, based on this statement, what your questions are and what you feel needs to be known right now.
Right. And I think this is all very preliminary. We don't know the facts, but we do see a reoccurring theme. And I want to take a step back to see what we've been seeing with ICE enforcement since this administration has taken over. And it's a shift from targeted enforcement, which was what ICE is supposed to be about, to these mass sweeping deportations and targeting an entire documented and undocumented population in the United States. And so we've seen this same type of force used in other cities. And the fact that there is a lack of accountability right now for ICE's conduct is a serious problem. And so for me, the question isn't, let's get to the bottom of this investigation. That is certainly one aspect. But the bigger question is, can this be avoided? And does this administration want to avoid these issues from reoccurring? Because
I'm sorry, we're not saying enough of the truth. ICE should not exist. Ever. Before 9/11, ICE didn't exist. ICE was created after 9/11. Before, it was Border Patrol. And they did a fine job. So this whole bullshit of, oh, ICE should stay. No. Absolutely not.
The plans that this administration has for this year, we can see that it is getting worse. It's something that we're feeling for anyone who's in the immigration practice and beyond. We're feeling that. And so I expect things to get a lot worse before it gets better, unless we can really look at the way that these investigations, these enforcement actions are being conducted.
If all of our guests can stand by, I want to go back onto the scene in Minneapolis where our reporter Alex Tappett is standing by. What's happening there now, Alex?
Chris, we are right at the scene where this shooting happened. As you can see right over there, 34th Street and Portland Avenue. The police have shut down this block. If you come with me right here, you can see the fencing. You can see the state and local law enforcement now. DHS, Border Patrol, ICE, they have been taken out of the scene. During that process, when those federal agents were leaving the scene, we saw high tensions. We saw protesters getting hit with tear gas, and we saw a couple of injuries from those protesters as well. Now it is a more calm moment, but obviously a very tense moment.
I wonder why.
Dead now, according to DHS. Now I want to introduce her. I want to introduce you to the head of the nonprofit, Jaylani. Jaylani, talk to me about the moment that we're living in right now.
Well, this is what we predicted. We predicted that these ICE agents are untrained. They have been literally coming into our streets with arsenal, and they've attacked our community multiple times. And unfortunately today, the worst part of that situation happened. A young woman, it got, rest on her soul, appeared to have lost her life because they literally shot an innocent person today and murdered her. And so, we're trying to get to the bottom of it, but I know that they already spun their narrative about what they're going to say, and the facts is going to come out. We have videos, we have other things, we have eyewitness. There's enough information out to clarify exactly what ICE did, and this ICE officer and others who are involved need to be held accountable. No one is above the law, including ICE and their leadership, and so it's ironic that it happened a few blocks away, literally 2-3 blocks away from where George Floyd was murdered. And so this is just a reality check that they are dangerous. And their behavior, most of these people are untrained. They have no idea what they're doing. They're engaging in a very dangerous manner. And I'm deeply concerned for our nation right now because I know our adversaries across the world are looking into this situation as the president is unleashing his federal agencies against innocent U.S. citizens. And I think, unfortunately, this is the consequences of this type of behavior. And we need people to stand up. We need the government to stand up. We need to hold these people accountable, and we people to wake up.
What is your message to the Trump administration in this moment?
You're not above the law, period. You cannot commit crimes against innocent people, and that appears to be what happened today. And so we're going to remind them and anybody else that this is still a country of laws, and we're going to hold them accountable to it. No ICE agent can go around and shoot people. That's exactly what happened here. We've had a previous incident as well. This is not the first shooting that has happened in Minnesota, and so we're hoping that we can get to the bottom of this and learn as much as possible, as much information as possible. But we're asking our folks across the state here to be vigilant, to wake up, and to realize what is happening. These untrained ICE agents who are coming, nearly 2,000, for what? For what purpose? Other than to separate families, to disrupt the peace on the purpose of a policy of political rhetoric. President Trump is trying to score political points and really terrorize our state because he's afraid of Governor Walz or whatever his logic behind is happening. This is unacceptable behavior. We see the worst version of it today in the loss of a young woman's life. And as we learn more about this situation, we need people to wake up that this is unacceptable. And we need every person to wake up and look outside their window and identify and record these people's behavior because they're absolutely dangerous. We have heard it from our sheriff here, actually, Dewana Witt, who went public to talk about how dangerous they were. Other law enforcement agents are calling them out for their behavior and the way that they're operating right now. And sadly, a family is going to wake up to the news. I would just say that this young woman is a hero. She's someone who stood up to defend her neighbors, and then to lose her life. She's a patriot, a true patriot, and the type of people we need in this country to stand up against bullies like President Trump and these horrible ICE agents who think that they are above the law. They're not above the law.
And your community has been through so much over the recent years. What is your message to the people of Minneapolis, to the people of St. Paul in this moment?
We are a strong community. We have dealt with a lot more, and I believe in this moment God has chosen us to carry the burden of this nation's fight against President Trump's authoritarianism. And guess what? If God sees something good in us, that goodness is going to be used to shine a light of positivity. And so we're going to come together. We're going to be stronger. We're going to be resilient, and we're going to win in this moment. And history will remind the nation and for generations yet to come that there were great people in this great city of Minneapolis who stood up against authoritarianism.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
God. Okay. Let's start.
To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. There's a lot of information that is swirling around right now, and we collectively are going to do everything possible to get to the bottom of this, to get justice, and to make sure that there is an investigation that is conducted in full. But what we do know is that a 37-year-old woman is dead,
Christ.
and that she was shot by ICE.
Oh my God, she was so young.
We've dreaded this moment since the early stages of this ICE presence in Minneapolis. Not only is this a concern that we've had internally, we've been talking about it. They are not here to cause safety in this city. What they are doing is not to provide safety in America. What they are doing is causing chaos and distrust. They're ripping families apart. They're sowing chaos on our streets. And in this case, quite literally killing people. So, they are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense. Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit.
He's fucking pissed.
This was an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying, getting killed. As soon as it happened and we learned of the incident, we had several priorities. The first, of course, was to get the victim to the hospital and to get care as soon as possible. To the family, I'm so deeply sorry. There's nothing that I can say right now that's going to make you or your relatives or the friends of the victim feel any better. There were, I believe, 2 Minneapolis police officers that responded and were in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. The second was to get ICE off of the scene. There were dozens, if not hundreds, of ICE and federal officers that were there at the time. Having them there was only causing more chaos. Having them there was only making a difficult situation even more problematic, and one that, yes, they created themselves. There's little I can say, again, that'll make this situation better, but I do have a message for our community, for our city, and I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Long-term Minneapolis residents that have contributed so greatly to our city, to our culture, to our economy are being terrorized, and now somebody is dead. That's on you. And it's also on you to leave. It's on you to make sure that further damage, further loss of life and injury is not done. We're going to be working towards justice as quickly as we possibly can right now, and justice is what we've all got to get. Next, a message to our community. Look, we all know that the agenda of this Trump administration is to create chaos. Let us respond right now with our best versions of self. This is a moment where all of us in Minneapolis and beyond, we can rise to the occasion. We can show them who we are. We can show them the kind of courage, bravery, love, and compassion that makes Minneapolis, Minneapolis, and that makes America, America. We are better than a bunch of ICE agents being deployed to cities around the country and ripping apart families and communities. We're better than that. And so we are going to meet that hate with love. We are going to meet that despair with hope. We are going to meet that injustice with constitutional justice ourselves. And we're going to make sure that in this very difficult moment, we do not take the bait that these ICE agents are trying to create and that the federal government, to be clear, wants. They want us to respond in a way that creates a military occupation in our city. They want an excuse to come in and show the kind of force that will create more chaos and more despair. Let's not let them. Let's rise to this occasion. Let's show them something far more beautiful than the kind of division that they're trying to stoke. Let's show them unity of purpose, of love, and the courage of our conviction. Our conviction, to be clear, is rock solid, and it is for our neighbors, all of our neighbors. It's for people who have lived here for 80 years. It is for new immigrants who have made this city a better place. That's the kind of love that we're going to show up with right now. If you're angry, I get it. I am too. If you're feeling that kind of despair, it's understandable. Let's show them who we can be. Let's show up with peace. To march, to protest, to hug one another, to love all the way with peace. Do not give them what they want. Finally, we've got a lot of work that needs to happen right now to make sure that, first, of course, the scene was secured as much as possible, that we were able to get the victim, now deceased, to the hospital. We've got a lot of work to do in the coming days. I want to thank our city enterprise for the work that they have done, but more importantly, what they're about to do, because this is going to be heavy and our city has been through a lot. We also know that we're prepared to do right for people. Among them is our chief of police. I'll invite him up.
My name is Brian O'Hara, BRIANO''HARA. I am the Minneapolis Police Chief. This morning, Minneapolis police officers received a report of federal law enforcement being involved in a deadly force incident, meaning shots had been fired. Minneapolis police officers responded to the scene. We arrived and found a woman with a gunshot wound to the head. Life-saving measures were performed at the scene, including CPR. The woman was transported to Hennepin County Medical Center, where she has since been pronounced deceased. The preliminary information that we have indicates that this woman was in her vehicle and was blocking the roadway on Portland Avenue, midway between 33rd Street and 34th Street in the city. At some point, a federal law enforcement officer approached her on foot, and the vehicle began to drive off. At least 2 shots were fired. The vehicle then crashed on the side of the roadway. Minneapolis police officers secured the crime scene and assisted in trying to preserve the evidence that is there. We have since turned over the scene both to the Federal Bureau of Investigation as well as the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, which will be conducting an investigation into this use of deadly force. I want to thank the mayor, city council president, other members of the city council, state legislators that were on the scene. This has been a very difficult time for everyone in the city. And this is obviously a very, very tragic situation where a woman has lost her life. That being said, in addition to this tragedy, which unfortunately we did predict, we were seriously concerned about further escalation from the scene. And I want to thank the elected officials that came themselves to help us prevent that from happening, as well as the individuals on that scene that remained peaceful and that abided by law enforcement instructions so that we could preserve that scene and ensure that a full and transparent investigation can take place. That being said, I just echo the mayor's comments that we ask that the community continue to call for peace. We understand people are going to be upset about what happened, and people are going to want to exercise their First Amendment rights. But please do so safely and lawfully to ensure that we do not have any further tragedy in this city or destruction. Thank you.
Breaking news with a major development just...
I think it's just like the reason I was quiet mostly because I wanted to make sure that they had as much time as possible. But I think also we did not know her age, and so when hearing her age, she was so young. She was so young. And I think it's truly, truly horrifying that this happened. This is Fox Minneapolis, St. Paul, interviewing someone who was at the scene.
If you would, give me your name and kind of look over this way instead of at the phone.
Sure. My name is Aiden Perzana. Well, I have a 1 month
Why is it so
person
blurry?
and full.
Your name and kind of
I don't know why it's so blurry.
look over this way instead of at the phone.
Sure. My name is Aiden Perzana.
Can you spell those for me?
Yeah, AIDANPER, Z as in zebra, ANA.
Okay. So just tell me in general, what did you see out here this morning?
Well, I have a 1 month at home, so I was just getting up.
Oh my God.
He had woken me up and was getting dressed when I heard all of the horns and the whistles. And I'd heard horns pass through before as people follow ICE vehicles through the city, but they stayed. They kept going, and so I figured whatever was happening right outside. So I started watching through the window. There was a red Honda Pilot maroon. But there were two people in fatigues, ICE agents, presumably. One was by the passenger side of the vehicle, one was by the driver's side of the vehicle. And there was a handful of black and white SUVs, license plates on some of them, front license plates removed, parked sort of kittywampus in the street. And I watched as a third person in full camo come and pull several times on the door handle, at which point the red vehicle reversed a few feet and started driving around, and the person who was by the driver's side originally, not the man who pulled on the door, but who was originally there, shot through the driver's side window 3 times, and the car drove down the street a little bit more and then swerved into a car and then ultimately a telephone pole.
Okay. I think that's really all, because I'm not trying to get you to comment on that. You just saw this. Did you see an ambulance come? Did you?
An ambulance came a few minutes later. There was some delay getting the ambulance to the vehicle because of the number of ICE vehicles in the street, and they slowly moved their SUVs and trucks out of the way. Somebody wearing a camo and a vest that just said police, I think they're ICE, but no identification. Grabbed an orange sort of OtterBox style case and ran up to the vehicle, and they pulled.
They really shouldn't be able to have police on their vests. They shouldn't be able. They're not police. They're not police. They should not be able to wear police on their vests.
Pulled the person out and onto the boulevard before the ambulance got there.
When you saw it happen, was that vehicle still moving? Was it at all going towards an agent at that point? Or?
So the agents had been on either side, so they just backed up a few feet and then drove forward again. Somebody else said that the vehicle had been stuck in the snow a little bit. So they weren't driving at a person with any intention of hitting them. They were driving between.
Good enough for me.
Yeah.
Chad, as we speak to this incident, it's pretty clear that Minnesota officials are very hot about what happened. Speaking in terms that some people might consider to be inflammatory toward ICE, but then other people might think are justified. Where do you come down on what we've been seeing?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I listened to the majority of that press conference. Here's what I'll say, that the mayor...
This is them responding to Governor Frey's
comments were probably some of the most unintelligible, unhinged comments I think I've heard in quite some time. Clearly, he's placing the blame 100% based off of probably one video that he has seen on ICE agents, saying that they have inflamed the situation, that they are there to do all sorts of chaos in his city. He lays no blame at all of the individuals that are impeding law enforcement. They are a law enforcement officer like any other officer. And if you get in their way...
No, they're not. They are not law enforcement.
And you don't take their commands, well, then that's against the law and you can be arrested. But again, he brushes past that. Doesn't mention any of that. He also doesn't mention that it's his policies that are requiring hundreds of ICE agents in his communities. What he didn't say there is that he knowingly releases criminal illegal aliens out of his jails back into the community, and that he purposely directs his law enforcement officers not to help ICE on the front end of any of these investigations. And so when ICE is there outnumbered, as they often are, it's because the Minneapolis Police Department has been told to stand down, that you cannot help ICE. And so my guess is that come tomorrow or even later this afternoon, that you're going to see a 2 or 3-fold increase in ICE officers in Minneapolis to make sure that what occurred today doesn't happen tomorrow.
Chad, this was an incredibly, it struck me when I heard it live, important part and piece of the news conference that we just heard from the police chief over the protocols that he says they have in place for the Okay, we don't have it yet. We're going to turn this. The protocols they have in place to field the uptick in phone calls that they are getting from the people of Minneapolis about the ICE agents on the street there. He said that they have a supervisor on duty that fields those calls. I only bring that up because I wonder where the police were. John and I just mentioned we've seen the video of the actual shooting that took place. I don't see police on scene there. Paul Morrow was saying in the incredibly contentious scene that we just saw play out, we played about 2 minutes of it, that he couldn't spot a police. So here's that moment with the police chief. We've turned it. Here it is.
We've had a very dramatic increase in 911 calls related to this activity. We have a protocol in place that has been evolving as the situation has been changing. And at this time, there is a designated supervisor that is on duty 24/7 that fields those calls. And we do everything that we can to ensure that they are appropriately prioritized, with the priority being placed upon the protection of life and safety of everyone in the community.
You tell me, Chad, but it seems to me an incredibly important piece of this investigation will be, did they receive phone calls to arrive at the scene there? Could police have backed up those ICE agents and helped de-escalate the situation before it ended up?
No, they were shooting fucking guns. I just read a fucking awesome analysis. They are like, there was only one person. Wait, let me scroll up. There was only one person who drew his weapon who was in the front of the vehicle. The reasoning that multiple agents were in danger is bullshit. In fact, him shooting at the car when there are agents at the window and behind, but those agents at risk, the right thing to ensure security. All that agent had to do was to take a few steps. The driver did not have a weapon. Yeah. It was ridiculous. It was fucking bullshit. And Kristi Noem has come out and make a statement. And let's just say I cannot wait till she's in the fucking Hague.
Up where it did, or did they get phone calls this was happening and ICE agents asking for backup? And did the police chief tell his police officers to stand down?
Yeah, those are all good questions. I think we also heard the police chief say that his officers responded to shots fired and arrived on the scene. And so what that tells me is that they were not there to begin with. Mm-hmm. They were not there.
They're not there. Duh. Hello. ICE is everywhere. The fuck?
To help support ICE. And what we've seen is that
why the fuck should they support ICE? I thought they were law enforcement. I thought they were able to be there and they're fine. Now you're saying they're law enforcement, so they need to be trusted. Make up your mind.
National Guard, when they go into these communities, that's what they're there to do. They're not there to arrest anyone. They're there to protect.
You literally said earlier that they can arrest people. Now you're saying they can't.
ICE officers, as they go out into these neighborhoods to make these arrests. DHS would normally use local police, but they're in Minneapolis, as we see in many sanctuary jurisdictions. The police department gives them no help, no assistance whatsoever. And so it doesn't surprise
That's all cities, not just sanctuary cities.
me to hear the police chief say, well, they responded to shots fired because they had no one there to begin with. They do not coordinate with ICE. They do not recognize really ICE operations there in the city, because that is the policy driven by the unhinged mayor in his comments. And I think residents need to let that sink in. If ICE was able to go into these jail settings and remove these individuals, they wouldn't be out on the streets in the numbers that they are. But it's because of these policies, it's because of the mayor's policies that they are having to comb the streets and look for these criminal illegal aliens. And I think folks need to let that sit in.
I really hate these people.
We've seen the video, but we don't want to cast any judgment on the video until experts.
We don't want to cast any judgment, aka it looks really fucking bad and we can't really defend it.
Guys have taken a look at it, and we see other angles as well. Apparently there's probably dash cam video from the DHS vehicle that would get a different angle of this as well. But it's pretty clear from looking at the video that there was some effort underway to impede federal agents from carrying.
It doesn't matter. I'm sorry. It does not matter if you are impeding. That is your right. It's protected by the First fucking Amendment. It's called a protest. That does not mean that they have the right to shoot you in the fucking head. Like, we have come to live in such a dystopian world that we think that because we are implementing our First Amendment rights, because we are saying, hey, we don't like masked men in our fucking streets kidnapping people, and we have no idea where the fuck they are, and we're trying to protest that, and they're saying, well, that you can't do that. They can't do that. And because we're doing that, we should be shot. That's what they're excusing.
Out their work. Yeah. And at what point does that become a confrontation that can lead to the use of deadly force? I think it's a matter of obviously judgment on the part of the law enforcement officers, but it's going to be seen differently depending on what your perspective is in the entire thing.
Well, I think that's right. It does come down
And she
to
did the hand signal. She did the go around, which the car in front of the ICE did.
judgment. And what you really can't see by one video or perhaps two videos is the crowd that was there, right? And so if you have just...
Oh, wait. Shut the fuck up. Is he really saying that it's the crowd? So what does the crowd have anything to do with her being shot? What? That makes it even worse that he shot into an area with a large crowd then. That makes it 20 times worse. Wouldn't you say?
10 officers, but a crowd of 60 people. Well, then those officers, even though what's happening in front of them may look one way on a video, their perception and their judgment is something bad is going to happen unless I take action. It's very hard to sort of Monday morning quarterback these.
If you're such a bitch that you're afraid of 60 people, then you shouldn't be a police officer. You shouldn't be a fucking police officer.
These types of things, and I'm going to let this investigation play out because I've seen parts of the video, but it's really important. That's why ICE and law enforcement...
ICE didn't misunderstand her. They just didn't give a fuck. There's a difference. ICE did not misunderstand her. They just didn't care about her. And that's the hard truth. Because if they misunderstood her, they easily could have stopped this entire situation by that guy saying, hey, you're impeding the road. Instead, what the ICE officers did was he tried to get into her car and say, get the fuck out. That's where it proves they do not care. They have no souls.
Enforcement in general, whether it's the FBI or local police, that's why when they go into certain situations that they go in force, right? Because they don't want it spinning out of control, or they don't want their officers to come under attack. But unfortunately, ICE in many instances, and certainly it appears today, they are going into some of these communities and they are quickly outnumbered by the number of people around them, right? And why is that? Well, because you've got the mayor and others calling ICE, an occupying force and Nazis and all these other things. So
yeah, we have an education. We know what Nazis look like.
They really need to take a look at the type of rhetoric that they're putting out in their communities as well.
Shut up.
All right, Chad, thank you very much for joining us on the breaking coverage. Let's bring in...
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno.
These people are just awful. Oh, also the Democratic leadership hasn't said shit. So that means Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, they haven't said fucking anything. It's awesome. It's so great that we live in a country that doesn't have a fucking opposition party. It's great.
Good afternoon, and thank you for watching CBS News 24/7. I'm Lindsay Reiser. One person is dead following a clash between federal agents and protesters in Minneapolis. That is according to the Department of Homeland Security. Now, DHS says ICE was conducting targeted operations in the southern part of the city when several people began blocking agents' cars. The department claims the victim, a 37-year-old woman, was one of the violent rioters who weaponized her vehicle and tried to run over agents. According to the Minneapolis police chief, she was in her vehicle, blocking the roadway. Federal law enforcement approached her on foot. She began to drive off. At least 2 shots were fired, and the vehicle then crashed.
Why do they keep saying 2? It's very clear that there was 3 shots.
The mayor of Minneapolis says that she suffered a gunshot wound to her head and was pronounced dead at the hospital. And he disputes that she used her vehicle as a weapon and said, quote, the narrative that this was done in self-defense is a garbage narrative. He also said ICE Get the bleep out of Minneapolis.
We're grown up. Stop.
DHS Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs says the ICE agent fearing for his life shot and killed the alleged perpetrator. Mayor Fry of Minneapolis says he does not have the identity of the agent at this time and says an investigation will need to be done when asked whether the state will be able to file any charges. The death comes amid an influx of 2,000 law enforcement members into the Twin Cities metro area. The city's mayor is calling, as I mentioned, for those agents to leave and saying that they are trying to solve a problem they created themselves and causing chaos and distrust. CBS News correspondent Chanel Call is following this for us. Chanel, there is a plethora of video on social media, of course. We as a news organization are going through that and seeing what we can verify. We don't know exactly which videos Mayor Fry saw, which leads him to say that this was not self-defense. But what can you tell us about the videos you're seeing?
Yeah, there is a lot of video showing up on social media, Lindsay, and some of it is purporting to show the moment that those shots rang out in that South Minneapolis neighborhood. Again, we are working to confirm and to verify that video before we can share it with you. But I do have two new videos that have been verified from our CBS News teams that I can show with you right now that show the aftermath of that shooting. So take a look at this. You can see that there were ICE agents sort of lining the snowy street, and then you see them kind of pulling out this person from the car. They seem to be then performing CPR on this person. Of course, you know, the camera is going back and forth. You can imagine this was quite a chaotic scene. But at the end of these videos, two things are true. You see them carrying this person away on their hands and feet. We also heard from a witness on the scene, Lindsay. I want to play for you part of that interview. Take a listen.
They were not allowing EMS to come with in timely manner. They were.
Oh, that's why okay. That is very interesting because remember when I was like, this doesn't make sense why they're carrying her. Where's like that was very odd to me. It's because ICE wasn't letting the fucking ambulance in. Gotcha.
DHS and them, they were blocking the roads and not letting EMS come with like time and like the ambulance. They
That's fucking bullshit.
For a very long time to the point the body had to like literally get carried out the way it did.
Now, as for what happened in the moments that led up to this shooting, that's still what we're working to determine and to verify.
Oh my God, you guys are so useless.
Right now, but we did get a couple of different accounts of what happened. So let's start with what DHS is saying unfolded here in Minneapolis today. I'll share my screen with you so you can see this, and I'll read you part of this social media post, Lindsay. It says, ICE officers in Minneapolis were conducting targeted operations when riders began blocking ICE officers, and one of these violent riders weaponized her vehicle, they say, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them. It goes on to say that this is characterized by DHS as an act of domestic terrorism. An ICE officer fearing for his life, the lives of his fellow law enforcement and safety of the public, fired defensive shots. So a couple of key things coming out of here. We know there were multiple shots. That is what DHS is confirming. And then later on in this statement, they also say the alleged perpetrator was hit and is deceased, also adding that the ICE officers who were hurt, they say, are expected to make full recoveries. Now, I was talking to you about how we're getting varied accounts of exactly what happened because we also, just moments ago, Lindsay, heard from the city's mayor, we heard from local law enforcement, and they have a very different account of what happened. In fact, local law enforcement just moments ago said it doesn't appear that the person, quote, rammed anyone. The mayor, Lindsay, even calling the narrative that this was done in self-defense, quote, a garbage narrative.
And also, we're learning a little bit more about the woman. As I mentioned, she's 37. Senator Smith says that she's an American citizen. And we also did learn in that press conference that they say that she was not a target of one of those ICE raids. I'm trying to find the exact.
Okay, is this? Okay, this is bothering me actually. So if she was a target of these ICE raids, does that mean that this is okay? Because that's the narrative I keep getting when they say that is she was not a target of these ICE raids. Okay, so like if she was, does that still make this acceptable? Does that make the fact that ICE just fucking murdered someone acceptable? because that's all they keep saying is she wasn't part of these ICE raids. I don't think that really matters, to be honest. Why, like, so if she was, it's fine?
Quote that they used here.
Yeah, I think we're still trying to determine exactly what she was doing in the country and her nationality, all of that. But I can tell you that her neighbors did come out in the moments following that shooting.
Oh my God, she lived there.
Obviously, they were there.
Oh my God, she may not even have been protesting. She may have just been trying to go around.
They heard those loud bangs, and that is what created those clashes between police and protesters. There was a large group that gathered on this very residential and snowy street. And Lindsay, that's really when the chaos began. And then eventually that is what led to tear gas, or those chemical irritants, being used by police and law enforcement there to try to disperse people who'd gathered in reaction to that shooting.
All right, Chanel, stay with us in case we need to go back to you. Thank you so much. Homeland Security correspondent Nicole Sganga joins us now from Minneapolis. And Nicole, you are in the region. You're based in Washington, D.C., but you're there because you went on a ride along with DHS. You had an exclusive interview with DHS Secretary Noem. What can you tell us from what you've been hearing from witnesses?
Well, we just spoke to a witness who was literally on the street, catty corner to where this all played out. She had been filming, and she told us that she saw an enormous presence of ICE vehicles. They were unmarked cars. She described what you can see in the video that is circulated of the incident, that red SUV sort of backing up, looking like it might have been parking, agents approaching. And then as she was passing the vehicle, she heard pop, 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 3 distinct pops, and she knew right away that it was gunfire, immediately turned around and saw a crash. And then in the ensuing moments, there were ICE officers who responded and deployed tear gas, is what one eyewitness told us. Another eyewitness told us that they ran out afterwards. They saw law enforcement surrounding the individual in the car, begin to perform CPR, and eventually an ambulance came.
What if she really wasn't protesting them? Like honestly, what if she was just trying to leave? Okay, either way, it doesn't matter, but still, like truly, what if she was not trying? What if she was literally just trying to leave?
At that point, that eyewitness told us it was clear that the individual had died because law enforcement was not rushing around her, so likely pronounced dead at the scene. I will tell you, having embedded with ICE law enforcement yesterday, having covered Homeland Security for a while now, this is an enormous law enforcement deployment that we have seen in the Minneapolis area. More than 2,100 federal agents from ICE and Homeland Security investigations. It's more than New York City. It's more than Los Angeles. That's more than Chicago. And we've also been talking not only with law enforcement, but with residents here in Minneapolis in the area, members of the Somali American community who are disturbed, who are scared, neighbors here on the street telling us they knew this was not an if, but when, that this is their worst nightmare, and that if the Trump administration's intent is to promote public safety, this is doing the exact opposite. Now, we saw DHS put out a statement claiming that ICE officers fired because, in particular, one ICE agent fired because they believed their life was at risk and that they were defending both their own personal safety and the safety of other officers. That statement goes on to include some statistics, an 8,000% increase in threats to ICE personnel.
I'm sorry, but is that supposed to make me feel better that they have a gun now?
Under the Trump administration compared to the Biden administration, and it speaks to that ongoing tension. But if you look at the video, and we're still learning new details, a much different scene played out. And we have seen FBI personnel on the scene. They will be taking the lead looking into this officer-involved shooting, as is customary. Behind me, there is protests that are happening. You can see hundreds of people. Earlier, we witnessed.
This is just so sad. I'm not gonna lie.
You know, we're experiencing tear gas.
I'm not gonna lie. Today, even before I heard this was happening, I just felt very. I personally was feeling very hopeless because we don't have an opposition party, and the Democrats literally are just so bad at fighting this regime. And so this morning I was calling my representatives and I was just like, are you guys gonna do anything? Like, are you gonna fucking do anything? And I was just feeling really like hopeless about this world, that it's just, we have no one fighting for us. And I think like if we had actual people fighting for us, it wouldn't feel so fucking awful. But because the Democrats are literally doing fucking nothing, it's actually pathetic. It's heartbreaking. I mean, Chuck Schumer literally just tweeted about fucking healthcare. And I literally tweeted at him, I was like, ICE just fucking murdered someone. Are you fucking kidding me? It's just they don't get it. They think we are in the 2000s. They don't understand the severe moment we're in. Hakeem Jeffries hasn't said fucking shit. And so I just feel very hopeless living in a country where the opposition party is literally Diet Coke Republicans. And then this happens. And then yet again, they're not doing anything. No immediate, no announcement to do from the leadership. All you see is Ilhan Omar obviously defending her fucking area. Like she has to, because the Democrats continue to fail. It's just.
As canisters were deployed by ICE officers, we saw people choking, vomiting on the streets. This neighborhood is described to us by folks who live here as being very calm, very friendly. There's a school nearby.
Oh my God.
Everyone we've spoken to is just devastated that this is happening in their community.
All right, Nicole, thank you very much.
A fucking school.
We are following.
Oh my God. Okay. Let me show you what plastic fascist fucking said. I swear Chrissy Noem truly has no soul. That's all I'm gonna say. She has no fucks given. She don't care. She don't care. She don't care. It's actually mind-boggling how much this woman just does not care. Okay. This is what she said about what just happened.
You asked about a shooting that we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was an act of domestic terrorism. What happened was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle. An officer of ours acted quickly and defensively shot to protect himself and the people around him. And my understanding is that she was hit and is deceased. We're continuing to gather more information, but this goes to show the assaults that our ICE officers and our law enforcement are under every single day. These vehicle rammings are domestic acts of terrorism. We're working with the Department of Justice to prosecute them as such. We will continue to protect our ICE officers. You asked about a shooting.
Are you fucking kidding me? Really? God, she sucks. Yeah, she's calling it ramming. She's calling it domestic terrorism. Yep, you heard that right. Oh, God. At least one good thing, Bruno Mars' new songs come in. That's one positive. We at least need one fucking thing in the The thing is, she was like, they're trying to get their cars out. That's not what the video shows. Like, at all. Like, at all. I just... I really hate Randy Fine. Randy Fine, Mayor Frey, was tweeting about it, and he was like, this scumbag piece of shit should be arrested right now. Bitch, that's fucking you psycho. God, he's such a genocidal freak. Okay, Megyn Kelly is now saying, everyone needs to watch from this angle. Please, this officer was in front of her car as she accelerated, shows much more than the video everyone is posting. No, it doesn't. Like, his gun, he had already shot her by then. He shot her 3 times. Like, I just don't understand how we live in a country that is okay with this. Also, I don't know what's going on with this lighting, and it's really pissing me off. Much better. That was making me mad. I just don't know how we live in a country that just literally just like, we don't value life, apparently. That's just what you see. This is another testimony from someone who lives there.
Around 8:30 this morning, I was just getting up and I heard
oh my god, 8:30.
Commotion and whistling.
Oh my god, this was at 8:30 in the morning.
Outside, and then I heard bang, 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 3 shots. I went to go look out the window, and it looked like there was a Honda over there that crashed, and I found out it was an observer that got shot and killed. And I saw them carry it. I got a bunch of video of them carrying the body to the ambulance and stuff. So it was an observer that got shot at an ICE raid at the house next door.
I'm sure that was a scary thing to witness.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty right-leaning, but seeing this is not what you need to do. This is not how to do it. It's not how we're supposed to do things around here in America. So,
what was how many,
Wow. He's right-wing. He just said that. I'm pretty right-leaning. But this is not how you do it. That's what he just said.
Agents and other people were here when that happened?
When it first started, there was maybe 20, but now there's hundreds. And then they got everybody out, so it's kind of crazy right now.
What's it been like seeing all of this?
Kind of scary. I lived during the riots in 2020, so it's kind of paralleling that right now. It's kind of same.
Okay, this is so dramatic. It's nothing like 2020. What are you talking about? This image captures the moment the agent fired his weapon for the second time. I don't know what else is to say here. He's at a 90-degree angle to the driver. His life is not at risk, and everyone claiming otherwise is lying. His goal in this moment is to shoot the driver. That's it. Freeze frames of the specific moments when ICE agents draws and fires his... That's the thing. Like, news keeps saying it's 2 shots. It's very clearly 3 shots. Like, it's very clear. I can count. I'm not good at math, but I can count. Killing the woman driver. I think the first shot got her, to be honest. I really do. In this moment, before he draws his weapon, the agent does not look at the relative positions of his fellow agents to assess whether they are in danger. He locks eyes on the driver. I don't know why I can't reload this. By the time the agent draws his weapon, only that agent, the one who fired, is in position where they could possibly be struck by the vehicle. Kristi Noem claims that multiple officers were at risk and are simply lies. But at the time the agent fires his gun for the first time, the driver has turned the wheels of the vehicle in a way clearly intended to avoid striking him in the moment they were killed. They could not possibly have posed a fatal threat to the agent they were attempting to avoid. They were just trying to get away. This image captures the moment the agent fired his weapon for the second time. I don't know what else to say. He's at a 90-degree angle to the driver. His life is not at risk, and anyone claiming otherwise is lying. His goal in this moment is to shoot the driver. That's it. The moment when the agent fires his weapon for the third time, the vehicle is past him and is obviously not a threat to any agent on the scene. Two other significant points after the agent fires his final shot. One, the vehicle accelerates, presumably as the driver slumps on the gas. That's what I'm saying. I really think that she was hit the first time. That's what I'm saying. Like, I really think she was hit the first time. And the two, because they were already right side by side. This is the moment of greatest danger to the public, a danger caused by the ICE agents. A note here, ICE agents are bound by the DHS use of force guidelines. Those guidelines are full of directives obviously violated here to avoid deadly force. Of course that was avoided. It's always avoided. Deadly force is never... Okay. Okay, I'm trying not to show the actual shooting. Now focus on the agent. After he draws his weapon and fires, he holsters his weapon, then walks towards the cross. He never looks at his fellow agents. DHS is saying these agents were all at risk of their lives, but he never even looks at them to assess their condition. Yeah, he never talked either. Like, he never said, hey, like, Boyd, are you good? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he never said any of that. Everything DHS says here is a lie. It wasn't domestic terrorism, and she didn't weaponize her. I truly despise Trisha McLaughlin. I despise her. The agent didn't fear for his life. He paid no attention to his fellow officers. His actions heightened danger to the public. He violated DHS guidelines, and he saved no lives. Also, what if he missed? Because, he could have hit this other person if he was not. If he was not like a good shot, he could have easily hit this other person through the window as well. That's another thing. And I don't know if anyone's in this car. And I don't know if there's anyone over here either. Slowing down the moments before the agent fires, he places himself in the vehicle's path, filming with his phone. Wait, he was over here? Is that what they're saying? Or this one? 2, when the car backs up and begins to move, he plants his feet and draws his gun. Oh, so on this side, they're talking about this. Okay. He positions himself to block the vehicle's path. This one's so dark. Average cost to deport one person is $17,640. One bullet is 40 cents. That's really dark. That's really dark. No, thanks for sharing this. This is really important. And let me repost. And this is what the Democratic leadership was tweeting about 47 minutes ago. There are things we can do right now to lower costs for Americans. Senate Democrats won't stop fighting to make life more affordable for families. If only we could count on Republicans. Isha, you good? Decide with the American people instead of Trump's personal agenda. Me, a woman was just murdered by ICE in Minnesota. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't have time for them. I don't have time. I don't have time. Right now it's even. It's pretty even right now. Oh, Batia. I don't like her. Mayor Fry is just straight up lying. You can see from the single that the driver drove right at the officer. And then Ryan Grimm, this is absolutely not true, Batia. I hope this is a low moment for you when you recognize what is happening to you and turn around and talk to a trained police officer. None will defend this. Oh, look. A genocide defender. Is defending murder. Shocker. Just saying. I don't like her. She's a terrible person. Oh my God. This is what Chuck Schumer posted 8 minutes ago. We need public hearings now, but this is about fucking Venezuela. Who is running his fucking team? My God. Whoever is running this social media, you are trash. This is insane. That's insane to post this when literally an American citizen was just murdered by ICE. And this is what you post. Oh my God, this is why I was feeling hopeless this morning. This is exactly why I was feeling hopeless this morning, because this is the party that we're supposed to rely on. This is the party. Henry T, please maintain law and order and run our own fucking country before trying to judge and control other countries. Can we just focus on ourselves for fucking once? But no, we cannot, because we live in a country that does not care. Interesting. No, they're just Diet Coke Republicans. They're neocons. This one's a great work by the Daily NU on this story. Here's one of my photos from the day with what appeared to be the Ray-Ban smart glasses they're referring to. Border Patrol agents used Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses and a plainclothes videographer to covertly record protesters and arrests in Evanston. I found it's disturbing. A digital camera head mounted GoPro, Ray-Ban sunglasses, and a plainclothes videographer. Border Patrol agents recorded protesters from all angles in Evanston. Okay, let's read this. Where is it? Where is Evanston? I don't know where this is. A Sony digital camera, a head-mounted GoPro, 2 pairs of Ray-Ban sunglasses, a cell phone-wielding plainclothes videographer. Border Patrol officials used all 4, plus more than 20 agency body cams to record their arrests and the protesters who confronted them on December 17th, according to an analysis of dozens of photos and videos by the Daily. In Evanston, agents took at least 2 people outside of the Oakton Street Home Depot on the second day of Border Patrol's 2 days in the Chicago area that month. The recording by Border Patrol of people who are just exercising First Amendment rights is disturbing, says Jeremy Scott, senior counsel at the Electronic Privacy Information Center and director of its surveillance oversight program, that can have a real chilling effect on First Amendment protective activities. Agents' camera-equipped sunglasses were most concerning to Second Ward resident Liz Myers, who shared her cell phone video from the Home Depot parking lot with the Daily. And we don't have healthcare, but they have these fucking things. In it, at least 2 Border Patrol agents appear to wear Ray-Ban Meta Wayfarer smart glasses, which come equipped with high-resolution camera. A small white light visible in the corner of both agents' glasses signals that both were actively filming. One of the two, who sat at the driver's seat of an unmarked Border Patrol's vehicle, can be seen in the video seemingly pressing the glasses capture button to stop recording, after which point the light goes dark. I was never even aware that they had anything on other than their body cameras, Meyer said. Where are these recordings going? A spokesperson for Customs and Border Patrol's parent agency, told the Daily in an emailed statement that CBP does not have an arrangement with Meta. They added that personal recording devices are not authorized. Those individual patrol officers may wear personally purchased sunglasses. So they're not authorized, but they can still wear these. Okay. The spokesperson did not cite a specific policy, but a 2023 directive on body cameras issued by the Department of Homeland Security, a parent agency of CBP, prohibits the use of personal cameras to record official law enforcement activities. The idea that they're unauthorized by current policy is cold comfort and something that's subject to change at any time, said Kevin Fee, legal director of the American Civil Liberties Union of Illinois. According to reporting by 404 Media, incidents of Border Patrol agents using smart glasses have occurred in Los Angeles and Charlotte, North Carolina. It is unclear why agents have employed this tactic, according to Will Owen, communications director at the Surveillance Technology Oversight Project. But there is no reason to trust their video footage was not collected by Border Patrol, Owen said. The agency has demonstrated so much disregard for the law, for any sort of protocol, that there's really no reason for us to ever trust how they're going to use this data, Owen said. Videos show a videographer wearing civilian clothing embedded within Border Patrol also recorded arrests, protesters, and press interviews with Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino throughout their 2-day appearance in the Chicago area, which included Evanston on December 17th. A video posted on social media shows the plainclothes individual walking out of a convenience store in Forest Park, Illinois, among the ranks of uniformed agents. Another video shows Bovino telling the community members to step back from a Border Patrol arrest outside the Home Depot in Cicero, Illinois on December 17th. Bovino then tells the plainclothes individual to get forward to film the arrest, the video shows. You need transparency, said Sophia Cope, a senior staff attorney at the Electronic Frontier Foundation. You need to be able to know who you're engaging with, who you're talking to. It can be dangerous too. Videos from the plainclothes videographer and agents wearing smart glasses did not appear in public videos posted by Bovino, which sourced entirely from footage taken by digital cameras and head-mounted GoPros. The purpose of the videos collected through covert tactics remain unclear. A spokesperson did not respond to the questions about the CBP's affiliation with the videographer, but they did accuse the Daily of seeking to endanger federal agents. Sure. I don't think people understand, this is going to cause people to never trust the government ever again. Ever. Why should we? Y'all lost our trust. Federal law enforcement officers are being subjected to violent attacks simply for enforcing our nation's laws, and you want to dox them and encourage more violent attacks on them and their families, the spokesperson wrote. The Daily did not attempt to ascertain the videographer's identity in its communication with the CBP spokesperson. In response, Scott argued the threat of doxing is probably greater for the protesters than it is for DHS agents. Also, for DHS, they're not being doxxed. They work for us. We pay their fucking salary. There's no reason that they can't answer the question about what this person is doing and why they're doing it. Well, that's great. That's just awesome. That's just fan-fucking-tastic. Awesome. Just great. I just don't. This is just such a shitty day. Such a shitty day. I'm trying to see. So what's kind of insane is the same time that this happened, the shooting, Governor Walz was being interviewed, or there was testimony of Governor Walz and the Attorney General of Minnesota for the Somali fraud scheme in Minnesota. So that's what happened. I'll provide an update on. Okay, so
the tragedy.
Yeah.
Having them at the ready to make sure, because when we see these types of things happen, there's the disruptors in it, and while the vast majority of those protests were peaceful expressions of their First Amendment rights, there were those that destroyed property and put people at risk. The National Guard is there to make sure that peaceful protests are able to be done, and that those that want to do the destruction are stopped from doing that. Yes.
Poor guy.
Yeah, and I think apparently by a federal agent, not by Minnesotans who were there to express their First Amendment rights. I think we've seen this to have folks ready. The gatherings that were down there today, I think this shocked everyone. People showed up as they should. There's people putting flowers down on a memorial. There's people expressing their anger. It's just as these situations develop, we decide when we need to move these people out. And I think the local reporters know well on this. Both unfortunately and for us, the upside of this is that we're very good and we've had practice at this. And I just want to, again, implore Minnesotans, I am not telling you not to express your anger or your frustrations or the outrage that we have. Look, this was totally predictable, as I said it yesterday, and it was totally avoidable. And I just want to remind you, too, that local law enforcement, we get no coordination. They don't tell us they're coming. They don't say why they're sending the largest deployment in American history to Minneapolis. They're not making us any safer. We don't have any of that coordination. They should be talking to us when we do these things. Let us know we're going to be down here. This is going to happen. We don't have that. So when you see local law enforcement or state patrol, or if it would take the National Guard, we're there responding to the chaos they've created too, but our role is to make sure that we're protecting Minnesotans so that something like this doesn't happen. I have not. The question was, have I spoken to the individual's family? No, we do not have a definitive ID on this individual. And I look, I'm going to note to all of you, I think it's really important, and the professionals do this, and they train me to do this. This is an open investigation. You need to be very careful about it. I know that many of you, myself included, have seen a very difficult video to watch, one where there's a family member watched their family member be shot and killed in front of them. It's beyond me that apparently from the federal government, from the Homeland Security Director herself, has already determined who this person was, what their motive was, and they hadn't even been taken out of the vehicle. We're not living in a normal world. And so, no, I have not. And I want to be very careful because I know how painful this is. I know how painful it is right now. I'm saying person and all that. This is a human being. This very well is an individual's child, a parent, and we don't know that yet. So no, I have not, but once we do, we will. So yes. Please. Colonel, would you like to do that? Colonel?
They really got to start giving these people mics.
So the question was, how many state patrol troopers have been deployed to the city of Minneapolis? Right now, we don't talk typical numbers because that is considered security information. We do have a specialized team that does deal with crowd control, and so they have been deployed. But again, they are from all over the state of Minnesota, so they will come in tiers to the state. No, it was in response to this event.
I'm sorry. What was it? Well, I said this yesterday. We've never been at war with our federal government. I think in this case that the National Guard is their main mission. They have a dual mission. There's the federal mission when they're under Title 10 orders, and then they're under Title 32 orders. In this warning order, there's nothing officially been done yet. If I am to activate them as the Commander-in-Chief of the Minnesota National Guard, I will issue the executive order to the Minnesota National Guard, and then they will be put in state duty status. And as you've seen over the last few years, that could be flood prevention, that could be after a wind-blowing storm up in the north, up in Bemidji, or it could be COVID or George Floyd response. In this case, again, it doesn't necessarily change the mission. They're there to protect Minnesotans. They're there to serve Minnesotans. I think the thing that is so challenging in the moment we're in is we don't see a desire to work with us on public safety. We hear a demonization of our state. We see people coming in who don't know our community, and we see this massive display for the TVs that we're trying to understand how is this coordinated. And some of you watch the videos on there, total chaos. And look, I have very limited work in this is the training in the National Guard, but I've had a lot of training now to watch how our professionals operate. After this person was shot, federal agents milling around, touching the vehicle at a crime scene and things. I don't know what to tell you, and I don't quite know how to respond to the question other than my primary responsibility as governor is the protection of the people of Minnesota. And you can be assured, whether it's the State Patrol or whether it's the National Guard, their deployment is there to protect Minnesotans from whatever it is. If it's an act of nature, if it's a global pandemic, or in this case, if it is a rogue federal agent. I don't know at this time, and I want to be very careful. It's unprecedented that we have the federal government's already determined exactly what's happened here and the motives of an individual that we don't even know the name. They don't know the name, and that's very difficult. So
I'm glad he's saying the truth. Although I don't know what the question was. Yeah, I don't know why they don't just have the mic. Weird.
Look, and I understand the uniqueness of this moment in this week, following this week, seeing what's happening in the backdrop of a show hearing in D.C. My job is to govern, and my job is to see what the facts are. This happened a couple of hours ago, and we're already pitting American against American. All of you saw a video in your eyes. We have a chaotic situation caused by the largest deployment in American history of federal agents into a community with no communication to locals. We had a chaotic situation where an individual is in their car, shot and killed. And so, look, I want to be very cautious here because Donald Trump will make this about me. He will make this about politics. This is about public safety, and this is about normalcy. To Americans who are watching this, if you're in Portland or you're in LA or you're in Chicago or you're wherever they're coming next, stand with
Trump just tweeted
us. Stand with us against this. This was so preventable, so unnecessary, and I don't know. I hope. Maybe we're at the McCarthy moment. Do you have no decency? Do you have no decency? We have someone dead in their car for no reason whatsoever. And I don't want to be right about this, but I said if they do this, they're going to create a chaotic situation where someone innocent's going to get killed. And they did it. And now we hear more political rhetoric. Enough. Enough is enough. And so to Minnesotans, don't take the bait. Do not take the bait. Do not allow them to deploy federal troops into here. Do not allow them to invoke the Insurrection Act. Do not allow them to declare martial law. Do not allow them to lie about the security and the decency of this state. And let's let this investigation play itself out. Let's make sure we protect our neighbors. I encourage you to use your First Amendment rights and all of your constitutional rights, but do so in a peaceful manner. We'll gather back with you as soon as we gather more information that needs to be put out. But again, stay safe, Minnesotans, and we'll be back with you. Thank you, Bob.
This statement from Trump is fucking diabolical. I've just reviewed the clip of the event which took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is a horrible thing to watch. The woman screaming was obviously a professional agitator, and the woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer who seems to have shot her in self-defense. Based on the attached clip, it is hard to believe he is alive, but it is now recovering in the hospital. He's talking about the ICE officer. The situation is being studied in its entirety, but the reason these incidents are happening is because the radical left is threatening, assaulting, and targeting our law enforcement officers and ICE agents on a daily basis. They are just trying to do the job of making America safe. We need to stand by and protect our law enforcement officers from this radical left movement of violence and hate. That's the fucking president of the United States. What the fuck are we doing? That is the president of the United States of America saying that. I would sue the fucking shit out of him if I was that woman's family. That is in-fucking insane. That is diabolical. Fucking diabolical. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he's fucking fine. He's fine. Let's see what Majority Report what they said.
As of like the beginning of
So sorry.
the year, I sent in 2,000 flugs. Bovino, my understanding was either was slated to come there today or sometime this week. I mean, just to give you a sense of how big of a presence that is. 2,000 people. We've got 10,000 Marines off the coast of Venezuela, ostensibly as a threat to a country of 23 million people. That is,
it's not even that. It's the fact that he was like, this woman who was screaming was disorderly and was a agitated protester. That the woman who was just murdered, that this is her fault. It is some of the most inhumane bullshit I have ever fucking seen. And I swear to God, the Democrats are going to fail again by not calling him out.
Also, heavily armed in terms of militias and whatnot. Like there were reports of people, on Caracas, armed sort of like a paramilitary on the streets of Caracas. Minneapolis is how many people?
I'm looking at this now. It's in the hundreds.
Hundreds of thousands.
Oh, no, in terms of people, but sorry, hundreds of
Trump can't read. He has to have things in pictures.
Police officers. Like,
yes, there's 2,000 feds brought into a city
428,000.
428,000. So, I mean, it's a huge, huge force on the ground now.
My point is just more than double the entire police force of the city.
Wow.
That's insane. So ICE right now in Minnesota is double the police force in Minnesota. That's what Emma just said. That is fucking insane.
Really? The police force?
That's,
wow.
I mean, a cursory Google search basically says that, there were more than 800 sworn officers at the beginning of 2020. Now, city officials say the number is currently 570, and that's 2024. So
that's nuts.
So my math
almost
is horrible.
4 times more.
At least 3 times more than the cops that are in the city.
And apparently,
yeah. Wait, so that Minnesota's small, I guess. That's what that's telling me. And so the fact that there's 2,000 people in just Minnesota and there's more federal agents than there are police officers is fucking terrifying, especially when you have lunatics like this shooting at innocent civilians.
Bovino is on the site of the killing.
It seems like this woman was a legal observer. We have 2 eyewitness accounts just there in the.
Do we have video here?
There's one video and one statement. Maybe we'll just read the statement really quickly. I have it here. Evan Hill has this of the Washington Post, but I think this is from local reporting. A witness to Wednesday's shooting in South Minneapolis told NPR News, that's local in Minneapolis. It's the first link I sent as well. I sent 2. That she saw a federal agent shoot a woman several times. She lives near this eyewitness here, 33rd in Portland, and said,
"This has to be this. We're fucking Israel." Witnesses say a doctor was at the scene and tried to help the woman who had been shot, but ICE agents refused to let him through. Around 10 to 15 minutes later, an ambulance arrived, but was blocked by ICE vehicles occupying the street. We are fucking Israel. This is Israel fucking shit. This is fucking Israel. Israel has done this time and time again. An American citizen was beaten to death by Israeli settlers. His name is s0phierambles over the fucking summer. And Israeli settlers refused to let the Palestinian ambulance save his life, and he died because he was beaten to death. That is the same fucking thing that's happening here. The same exact thing. This is Israel fucking shit.
She woke up to a commotion outside her home. She said she saw a car blocking traffic on Portland Avenue that appeared to be a part of a protest against federal law enforcement operations. Heller said she heard ICE agents telling the driver, a woman, to get out of here. She was trying to turn around, and the ICE agent was in front of her car, and he pulled out a gun and put it right in, like his midriff was on her bumper, and he reached across the hood of the car and shot her in the face like 3-4 times, Heller said. Heller said it appeared the woman then accelerated and traveled about 100 feet before striking a utility pole and some other vehicles. She could be seen slumped over inside her car. And this echoes this video too.
You have another video? Yeah, let's.
This is from a Facebook Live, and then the attorney Ben Crump tweeted this out.
Well, this is worse than before.
Shot her in the face, and then her foot just went down to the gas, and she slammed into those, slumped over. They wouldn't let EMS through. They wouldn't let anybody through. They wouldn't. There was a physician here yelling.
So murdered her.
Could I take the pulse? Could I please take a pulse? They wouldn't let him through. They wouldn't let anybody fucking through. And then when EMS did get here, 10, 15 minutes later, they carried her out like a sack of fucking
Wait, so it wasn't just me that thought that was weird. Okay, I'm glad I'm not going crazy. I really thought it was fucking weird that that was happening.
This is my bad. There's no way she's for sure fucking dead. I just watched a fucking murder outside of my house.
I mean, this is, we were saying throughout much of the second half of last year that this was inevitable, and there's going to be more. You cannot have a bunch of poorly trained crypto, fascist, maybe not crypto,
Death Squad
thugs,
wannabes.
Bounty hunters, whatever they are, running around with absolutely no constraints on them, no accountability, weaponed up, buffed up with all sorts of gear they can buy to make themselves feel like they're commandos, and not have them going and shooting people. And the amazing thing is like, when have we heard in all of these supposed sort of and it's not even worth at this point taking at face value the idea that they're going after the most dangerous people. It's absurd.
No,
we've seen them go after grandmothers. We've seen them go after parents and kids. And
the largest percentage increase has been people with no criminal record in terms of who they're detaining. It's a lie. It's a Nazi lie.
But not one single story. Not one single story of these ICE thugs apprehending the supposed criminal element where these ICE thugs' lives were in jeopardy because one of these, hardened criminals was firing at them. All of the violence has gone in exactly one direction. And it is emanated from these fascist thugs. And make no mistake about it, Trump sent in these fascist thugs into Minneapolis because they're on a roll with demonizing Somalis. I mean, this is...
Yeah.
He doesn't have Colin Kaepernick to incite the sort of racist fantasies of his followers. So now they have the Somali population in Minneapolis.
I mean, 32 people died in ICE custody last year. There was a story that I saw over the break about, I believe there was somebody that was working at one of these detention facilities who ended up getting fired because he was having sex with I think it was she might have been Guatemalan, but a detainee there. And she was asking for photos of her daughter. And that's what was, the sex that he was part of the trade and other things.
Exploitation. Just to highlight, this is a president who, January 6th was yesterday. The anniversary for January 6th was literally yesterday.
And, he was fired. I mean, that's rape because it's coercive. It's assault at the very least. But, just this is what's happening to people all across this country right now.
These are fascist death squads. And the idea that there's deaths in ICE custody, of course, because that's, it's too uneconomical to make sure that nobody actually dies when you start concentrating people in camps.
Here it is. I mean, The Guardian, the ICE is holding over 68,000 people in detention in mid-December, and nearly 75% of them have no criminal convictions. And that same month, 6 people died in ICE custody. The deadliest month so far, and the deadliest year, of course, for ICE in custody.
Remember about a year ago, Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks was like, well, if it is just the criminals, then of course I want to see the criminals out. Has he appended his statement on that?
The one he fired Francesca Fiorentini
Oh, that was over this exact same thing, wasn't it?
When she called it a gulag, and she said that, he was being a little bitch or something like that.
How about a mea culpa?
Yeah. Made a big spectacle about it too. A friend of the show, Francesca Fiorentini, who was dead on, completely right.
Just unbelievable. All right, we're going to take a break. We will be back with more as this develops. We have found a posted video of of ICE essentially murdering this woman. This took place probably within the past hour and a half. Car blocking ICE.
Yeah. Emma's great. I love Emma and Sam. Emma gets it. Emma gets it.
The ICE told them to move, and the driver seems to...
Well, this is left media. That's why. Fox News, you're not going to hear empathy. That doesn't exist.
Be driving away. The ICE thugs are to the side of the car. They're not in front of the car in any way. They're on the side of the car, on the driver's side. We can see this quite clearly. And this person drives away and they start to fire into the car. All right, here is this video. We should just say, obviously,
disturbing.
It's not graphic,
It's a murder.
but it's disturbing. So if you don't want to see this, don't see it. Here it is.
This is from Mass Nestoric of the Minnesota Reformer.
She was saying go around. I truly believe that now. She was saying go around. Look.
Here it is.
This is from Mass Nestoric of the Minnesota Reformer.
She's going this way. This person went around. That's what's so like someone else had already gone around. I'm gonna fast forward it because I don't want. I've seen this too many times.
This is a person behind a car, so I'm actually putting everyone around in danger, even if this was a person behind. And like, you know, no thought that this is a person behind a car, so I'm actually putting everyone around in danger, even if this was a justifiable use of my firearm, which it wasn't, and firing it just whatever direction. Who could have been behind that vehicle?
Can we just go back? Okay.
It's all right. This is what happens, and it just you could tell the woman in the SUV. That's that sort of like a maroonish SUV. These guys approach her from the pickup truck. They're mad because she's blocking half of the road. We already saw another vehicle go around her right there, and they come up and they come up and they yell, "Get the fuck out of the car!"
Yeah, I mean, like this, like you see these kind of things in like parking lots all the time. Like, oh, one person goes around until you move up a little, so then you turn. Like you see this so many times.
They're gonna drag her out of the car. Right there, that guy comes up, grabs the handle. She leaves. He is in no danger. And then you can see right there. All right, go back a frame. The ICE agent right behind, like, draws the car before she even moves. He's drawing his gun. You can see that right there. Next frame, go forward a little bit back, right there, and he fires as she's driving off. As she's past him. So he is completely safe. He is in no danger at that moment.
He chases the car to shoot
because
her.
Were he in any danger while he was firing that weapon, her windshield would have been broken.
Exactly.
But he just fires right into her open window.
He moves with the car to fire his gun. So she's driving. Look at him. He pursued her. Can we just play it?
Yeah. No! Shame! What the actual fuck? You are fucking insane!
Yeah, They show her body.
All right.
We shouldn't show this.
This is, I mean, this was inevitable, and we're going to see more of it. Yep. They're just Nazi thugs put out there with no sense of, with a total sense of impunity. There's no accountability. We've seen them brutalize people, brutalize both undocumented.
What do you mean? I know nothing about guns. Like, they went forward instead of like standing your ground. Oh, you try to take cover when you're firing defensive. He was not in danger at all. He never was.
Documented people and American citizens, and there has been zero accountability. Zero. We saw one guy in New York City 6 months ago get suspended with pay for a day after he slammed.
So in this video, at 55 seconds, a man identifies himself as a physician and tells ICE someone needs to stop the bleeding. When he decides to intervene himself 40 seconds later, ICE pull their guns on him, threatening to shoot him if he doesn't back the fuck up.
Y'all people.
Okay. Let me see it first to see if I can show it.
If y'all know somebody car like that, come check on y'all people.
Okay, so okay. You can't see anything. So you hear someone screaming, "Stop the bleeding." He's right there, the physician. There's a physician right here screaming, "Stop."
There's a dog leash in the bag. Can someone get it for me, please?
Wait, why aren't they doing anything? Are you? They don't have any fucking training. They don't fucking know what they're doing.
Y'all know.
They're not doing anything. They're not trying to stop.
Who car this is? Tell them to come check on their people.
Somebody that's medically trained is pronouncing this woman dead.
Here. This man's trying to save someone's fucking life. And I swear to God, if it fucking comes out that she could have lived, if they fucking let him intervene, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna fucking lose it. This was more dangerous. This man was more fucking dangerous than the fact that you shot a woman in the fucking head. They're not doing anything. They're not doing anything.
You know how black people is. Phone up, she thick as hell. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, that guy's commentary was kind of funny.
It's cold in a motherfucker. I'm shaking that shit for it. This lady got blood. They don't. She was in the car with her, bro.
Oh my God, she was in the car with her. So there was she could have been shot.
Or she tried to save her or something. Somebody come get their people.
Everyone's like, they're not doing anything. Then why does she have blood on her? No, I thought she was alone too, but why? But this guy was right there. I mean, we'll know when it's confirmed. But why does she have blood on her?
Hey, was you riding with her?
I think she was in the car. She's crying. Oh, she was trying to help her before. Okay.
Did you call any of your people yet?
That poor lady's in shock. Not gonna lie, like, I would have put my phone down and stopped filming to help her. Like, I'm sorry, like, this is, like, that lady's in shock.
So you don't got none of her family members or anybody number? Do you know anybody on her Facebook?
Oh my God. I'm guessing they're friends or she knows that woman.
Damn. Oh my gosh, this is horrible, y'all.
They're not doing anything. The fact that they're letting these fuckers leave, the fact that no one's right there and by her side, it's just fucking disgusting. They're not people. That's why. They're not people. There's a medic bag right here also. There's a medic bag right here. And nothing. Fucking nothing. I'm guessing this is a Facebook Live or something. I don't think so. I don't think so. And it doesn't matter. The physician still has they are sworn by duty to try everything to that person. Look at the National Guardsman who was literally shot in the head too. One of them's still alive and is awake. That's like anything can happen. You never know. And I doubt these dipshits know anything when there's a fucking physician right there. I don't believe that. But nothing's gonna. Yeah, they may be covering their tracks. Good fucking luck. Everyone has it on video.
I don't want to show y'all these other shit. I'm not going to show y'all.
So they had to walk from their ambulance. Nah, if I was the family of that woman, I would have lost my shit. If after, obviously, this terrible
stuff. This shit on here. But they just killed her, bro. They just killed her. That lady right there in the car, they pulling out.
I just feel this is disgusting. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? We live in a country that just allows this. I don't get it. I don't get it.
A woman down onto the ground in a courtroom in front of a bunch of television cameras. There's no accountability for these people. And I can tell you right now, that guy is going to face no accountability. He's going to get 5 days of suspended leave or whatnot, and that's it.
Gonna read we should probably name the Democrats that voted to increase the budget for ICE.
To thank ICE? Yeah.
Don't worry, there's also 75 House Democrats in June who voted in favor of a non-binding resolution to express gratitude to ICE officers. AOC was right in 2018 when she was called a radical. When she said abolish ICE. We should have never abandoned that position. ICE was not enshrined in the Constitution. It is an outgrowth of the war on terror. It was created after 9/11, as was the Department of Homeland Security. ICE in particular, as an enforcement mechanism, as a federalized Gestapo, does not need to exist. We can reallocate these resources to make sure that people who want to come into this
the Majority Report is awesome. I love them.
Country who want to immigrate here have a safe process. Part of what's exploited by these ICE thugs is the fact that we have underfunded the legal mechanisms for people to come into this country, and the Democrats have dropped the ball on that. That's where our resources should go, because to Sam's point earlier, Where are these criminals that they're targeting? What is the need for the billions of dollars and guns and weaponry for these people who have no training? It appears like they just got all the Proud Boys in and they're the ICE now. So like the fact that we don't have the opposition united behind, no, this agency needs to go away, is a major, major failure. And it's why we're here. We had Democrats who voted for this.
Hey, folks, don't forget
It's just, today's a fucking terrible day. I'm not gonna lie. Today's a terrible day. I mean, there's no other way to put it. We're living in hell. We're living in a fascist regime. It's a terrible day. I don't understand. And the thing is, this is just one of the many fucking illegal things that they did today. That's what's terrifying. Like, this is one of the many illegal things that they did today. They literally kidnapped, I think it was like not kidnapped, but they the family still needs to be notified. It's going to take a while before we know who the person is. I mean, I don't think it's our business to know who the person is immediately. I think it's our business to know who the ICE officer is actually. That who we should be focusing on naming is the ICE officer, not the victim. I'm not gonna. No, I think that we need to know who the ICE officer is. That's what we need to be calling for, not the victim's name. Because we don't humanize people in this country. Like, we don't humanize people in this country. We just, but I think also it's, they're gonna try not to make this person public, but someone knows who that is. I think that the reason they do this is because it is to not to detach you, but to make it feel like you are not you, because you don't know that person. You weren't a part of that person's life. That's why they try to distance. Do I think it's right? Absolutely not. I wish it was more clear cut, like I murdered a woman like that. I would bring up her age every single time. She was 37 years old. 37 years old. She had her entire life to live. They said she was middle-aged, but 37 is very young. And ICE killed her. We don't know that yet. We don't know anything. All we know is that ICE killed her. And until we get justice, I don't know. I think this country as a whole is in a really, really dark period that you only see certain amounts of time. This is a truly black mark and will forever be a black stain. It's just up to us to see how long we can allow this stain to last on our country. but it's very challenging. Very challenging because it's just like, how many times do we have to go through this? I think that I thought that if Merrick Garland had done his fucking job, this would never have happened. But once Merrick Garland refused to do his job and refused to defend his people, then it was just not worth it. So I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I don't know. I don't know where we go. Tim Walz is activating the National Guard. Okay, I want to see what he had to say because that's the last thing. And then unfortunately, it's going to be a short stream because I have to geo. But I do want to see what he had to say last.
This morning we learned that a shot and killed someone in Minneapolis. My deepest condolences to the family, to the loved ones who had to learn about this tragic event on national television. We have been warning for weeks that the Trump administration's dangerous, sensationalized operations are a threat to our public safety, that someone was going to get hurt. Just yesterday, I said exactly that. What we're seeing is the consequences of governance designed to generate fear, headlines, and conflict. It's governing by reality TV. And today that recklessness cost someone their life. I've reached out to Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, and I'm waiting to hear back. Let me be clear. Donald Trump and his administration may not care much about Minnesota. That's been pretty evident. But we love this state. We won't let them tear us apart. We'll not turn against each other. To Minnesotans, I say this. I feel your anger. I'm angry. They want a show. We can't give it to them. We cannot. If you protest and express your First Amendment rights, please do so peacefully as you always do. We can't give them what they want. The hearts and minds of the people in this state are on our side. To Americans, I ask you this. Please stand with Minneapolis. To Minnesotans, know that our administration is going to stop at nothing to seek accountability and justice. The State Bureau of Criminal Apprehension are working on the investigation. We have activated the State Emergency Operations Center. State Patrol and Minnesota National Guard leadership is connected with the Minneapolis Police Department, the St. Paul Police Department, Hennepin County Sheriff's Office, the DNR, and Minnesota's Homeland Security and Emergency Management. We have activated dozens of members of the State Patrol's mobile response team. And from here on, I have a very simple message. We do not need any further help from the federal government. To Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, you've done enough. There's nothing more important than Minnesotan safety. I've issued a warning order to prepare the Minnesota National Guard. We have soldiers in training and prepared to be deployed if necessary. I remind you, a warning order is a heads up for folks. And these National Guard troops are our National Guard troops. They're teachers in your community. They're business owners. They're construction professionals. They are Minnesotans. Minnesota will not allow our community to be used as a prop in a national political fight. We will not take the bait. We will continue to update you, Minnesota, as we get more information. Now I'd like to turn it over to Commissioner Bob Jacobson of the Minnesota Department of Public Safety.
Thank you, Governor. As the Governor mentioned, my name is Bob Jacobson. It is my honor to serve as the Commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Public Safety. First of all, I want to acknowledge the reason that we are all here. The loss of life is not anything anyone would ever want. We fully expect that the community will want to peacefully demonstrate their anger, or frustration. Minnesota residents and visitors have the right to peacefully demonstrate. We recognize that demonstrations are often driven by strong emotions, beliefs, and certainly a desire to be heard. Our role is to help ensure everyone can express themselves without anyone getting hurt. The Minnesota Department of Public Safety's role through the Minnesota State Patrol is to ensure safety, protect constitutional rights, keep roads accessible, and above all, to prevent harm. Our top priority is public safety. Our focus is keeping demonstrators, community members, drivers, and law enforcement safe, especially during moments of heightened tension or uncertainty. Demonstrations must remain safe and lawful, particularly around roadways. We will join with our partners to support safety while respecting the right to protest. With that in mind, I'd like to share a few safe and lawful ways to demonstrate. Minnesotans can safely and legally express their views in many ways, including getting together peacefully with others in public spaces, marching or walking, not on roadways, making your voice heard through chants, speeches, and displaying signs, being present in public areas where pedestrians are allowed, gathering in designated or permitted areas, and these actions will allow people to express themselves while protecting the safety of everyone involved. Unsafe or illegal actions could result in fines or arrests. Certain behaviors create serious hazards that threaten public safety, disrupt emergency services, or put people at risk. These actions could result in fines or arrest. Demonstrating on or entering a freeway on foot, walking on highways, throwing objects, starting or setting fires, damaging property or graffiti, using illegal fireworks, displaying or using illegal weapons, reckless or dangerous driving, especially near pedestrians, and certainly assaultive, aggressive, or riotous behavior toward anyone. We all want definitive answers to what happened today. Our Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is working in conjunction with the FBI to investigate this morning's shooting. As you know, we don't comment on active investigations.
She was doing everything right. This easily could have avoided, but it seems like they just were looking for someone to harm.
But also keep in mind that this is an investigation is also in its infancy. So any speculation...
Also, Trump has just announced he wants to make the military budget, instead of $1 trillion, to $1.5 trillion. Just saying.
About what had happened would be just that. And we will not engage in speculation. With that, I will turn it back over to the governor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'd be glad to take any questions. Yeah, and I can let General Schaefer talk about this. It so happens it's a training weekend. We've got about 7,500 troops in training at our sites, training sites across the state. What it is, and in the National Guard, you give a warning order, which is a heads up of something could be coming. That just allows people to think about what they would need, what it would mean to mobilize, what it would mean to put them in. And I could let the General talk a little bit about this. Obviously, since the summer of 2020, we had a lot of work done on teams being ready to make sure that civil unrest, and what that means, and I think Commissioner Jacobson was very clear, and I want Minnesotans to hear this from me.
De-escalation doesn't exist.
The desire to get out and protest and to speak up to this administration of how wrong this is, that is a patriotic duty at this point in time, but it needs to be done safely, and I think the Commissioner simply just laid out some of those parameters. We can do that. This is the peaceful resistance that we need. Simon, do you want to say a few things about what that means to have them on the ready?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Governor. So for the military, Minnesota National Guard is comprised of 13,000 soldiers and airmen. We live all across and work throughout Minnesota. A warning order is just an initial step to increase your preparations. The Minnesota Guard is always prepared to respond.
I hate that they have to do this too. Like, this is something that they obviously wanted to avoid, but obviously can't now.
supports state agencies and the citizens of Minnesota. So what that means for us today is just some additional checks on equipment that is ready at all times, and maybe some additional phone calls to service members who might be activated, but no activations. We are embedded with our state agencies here at the Operations Center to just continue parallel planning in the event that we are needed to support.
And I would make note, Mary, and to Minnesotans on this about the National Guard, they're there to protect you and protect your constitutional rights. These are our neighbors. They don't wear masks. They don't bust in from somewhere else. They're not here to cause hassles to you or what we saw today, the tragedy. Having them at the ready to make sure, because when we see these types of things happen, and we saw it after the murder of George Floyd, there's folks that want to cause chaos. There's the disruptors in it. And while the vast majority of those protests were peaceful expressions of their First Amendment rights, there were those that destroyed property and put people at risk. The National Guard is there to make sure that peaceful protests are able to be done, and that those that want to do the destruction are stopped from doing that. Yes? Yeah. Yeah, and I think apparently by a federal agent, not by Minnesotans who were there to express their First Amendment rights. I think we've seen this to have folks ready. The gatherings that were down there today, I think the shock.
So last video I'm going to show is from the Huffington Post, which, God damn it, I hate that they have it. But basically, the Huffington Post has. Can you hear it?
To stay ahead of the competition, you need to optimize your supply chain of key deliverables, like noodles. That's why
It shows the doctor.
you need EasyCater, a mission-critical all-in-one tech platform for ordering food.
But it shows the doctor, and it says, "Hey, I'm a physician," and then them responding, "I don't care." That's what. I wasn't even gonna stream today because I don't feel good. I hate that I had to stream today on such a terrible day. But I will always try my best to give you guys proper information, the important information, the actual information, and to make it known that we cannot allow these Gestapo thugs to continue to brutalize us, get away with killing us. We just can't keep allowing it. They are going to do whatever they can to divide us now more than ever. And we are going to continue to see that. Things are going to be getting darker, unfortunately. But it is important to stay firm in your stances. It's important to stay informed. And it's important to make sure that you understand that to fight fascism, every one of us needs to do it. So even though today is a really, really tough day, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Pretty scary day. It's important to understand that we have to fight for change. And that means every one of us. So I hope you do some self-care. I'm not going to say hope you have a wonderful good, because everyone's going to have a shitty feeling. I'm going to be honest. But I do hope that you do some self-care. Take care of yourself. Give hugs to or kisses to your loved ones, or tell your loved ones you love them. Because it's important. And depending on how I'm feeling, I'll hopefully stream tomorrow. And we'll go from there. But right now we're at the stages of one day at a time. One day at a time. So my thoughts and prayers go to that woman and her family during this really difficult time. And I send strength and love to them. And that's all we can do right now. So, yeah, have a good day as much as you can. Take care of yourself during these difficult times. And I will see you later. Bye.